John, domestic violence is not hot no matter how much it turns you on.
Well, but there's a fine line.
That's fair, and we don't kink shame.
We don't.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Freedom Friends podcast. I'm Mikey. That's John. There's Scott. And today we have a very, very special guest, UFC phenom, CJ Vergara is here. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hello, gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely,
Pleasure
man.
to be here.
Welcome to the shit show. Full disclosure, we have never promised our listeners or our viewers anything but mediocrity. So like
That's why I came. I said, I could do that.
Yeah.
For hours.
You're
on it.
So failure is if you disappoint or overly impress them.
Correct.
yeah.
Correct.
That's failure.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
We're aiming low.
And if you overly impress, they're going to be like, hey, this wasn't mediocre.
Right. Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
I don't like these guys
I don't
anymore.
want this to make me feel good about myself. Jesus.
Well, I don't think we've ever done that for anybody.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't even feel good about myself. I'm on the show.
Yeah.
Typically,
probably
I go
because
home,
I'm
I
on
have to
the
take a
show.
shower after we
Yeah.
record.
Yeah.
We were just coming off Veterans Day weekend. John, how was your Veterans Day, pal?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went a motorcycle ride. Then I don't know what else I did.
Had a little event at 4-9
We had the event at 4-9s.
Oh, very cool. What day was that?
yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Veterans
on
Day.
Veterans
On Veterans Day.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that's about it. I didn't really do anything crazy.
you-
Definitely didn't go to Applebee's.
Yep. I didn't get
No.
any free appetizers.
No.
I didn't take advantage of our.
Is that the deal? Free appetizers at Applebee's for veterans?
Oh, yeah, dude.
There's a bunch of
Applebee's,
different
Chili's. You can go to all kinds of.
That's enough to get me to join right there. The recruiter told me that, never told me that, you know?
I know,
would've
right?
been told.
It's a little secret. All you have to do is claim you're a veteran.
What do you mean
Stolen
have to?
Just stolen valor, bro. It's
Stolen
fine.
Valor.
Take-
I've
take
gone
the
down
easy
rabbit
road.
holes on YouTube of Stolen Valor videos.
Dude, some of them are wild, man.
Just,
really
the
are.
thing is about stolen valor, don't go over the top.
Sure.
Just be like, I was in the Air Force and I was a cook.
These guys get
Right?
If
They're,
you-
they're
they
like,
get greedy.
Yeah,
Nobody's
they get
ever
fucking
going to be
greedy.
like, if you tell somebody you're a cook in the Air Force, they're going to be like, checks up.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Since I got out of the military, I have met one cook and 9,000 Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And those ratios do not add up right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Not at all. Or people who were like, what did you do in the Army? Well, I was with Special Forces. Oh, were you with them?
Yeah.
Were you with them?
So yeah, and then the following. So your 18 series? No.
Oh, no.
Right.
Okay.
I'm a.
Okay, so what is
something.
if you have a
Guys, it wouldn't be the Freedom Friends if we didn't talk about our number one sponsor, Warfighter Tobacco. Obviously, you guys have seen us all smoke them. We're here to talk about a quality product that everybody can enjoy. The great equalizer, as we've called it, the Warfighter Tobacco Stick. And it's not just cigars. They've got humidors, travel humidors, cutters, lighters, everything you need to get started on that journey. Check out warfightertobacco.com and use that code FTFO. Score yourself that sweet, sweet 15%. If you want to know my personal favorite, I'm a 762 Field guy. I like that Sumatra, real nice and even keeled cigar. Great for us beginner smokers, right? And I'm told that these taste even better when you're listening to the Freedom Friends podcast. Now, back to the show. This episode is brought to you by Grill Your Ass Off. It's no secret. We're all middle-aged dudes who love barbecue. Grill Your Ass Off is our main go-to for our spices. That's what we use, man. Whether you're doing burgers on the grill, steaks, or my personal favorite, a little bit of pork belly burn ends, right? They've got you covered on all of that. They also have salsas. They also have seasonings and spices. They got beer salts. They've got everything, man. Check them out. GrillYourAssOff.com/Freedom Friends Podcast, or use the code Freedom Friends Podcast at checkout.
what's a few like standout things where you know somebody's just bullshitting about whether they've been in the military or not?
Well, you got to be able to speak the language.
one of my favorites.
Okay.
So I like to tell people I was a sniper, right? But I got called out one time by somebody else, Nick, who was a sniper.
Yeah.
And he called me out in front of like everybody because I said one thing that, what was it? He asked me what a mill was. And I'm like, that's how you're going to try to call me out? Like, you asked me what a mill is? Like, any competitive shooter knows what a mill is.
Yeah.
Like, here's how you call somebody out. What's the formula to convert, but yeah.
I called there was a homeless guy that was starting shit when I was working at a bar in Baltimore once. And this dude was like, oh, I was in the Marines. And I was like, really? I was like, what's your MOS? And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, what was your job? And he's like, like a 26 Zulu. And I'm like, nope, strike 2 and 3 right there, pal. Like, We don't have, like in the Marines, we don't have numerics.
They can't
We're
put
only
numbers
numerics.
and
There's-
letters together.
Yeah, alphabet's
so
hard.
They only get numbers.
The alphabet's hard.
I see.
The
No.
Army gets both.
It's funny, you know.
And in the Air Force, it's some crazy code.
I don't know what theirs is. I
No,
don't know
it's,
how that works.
it's like it's numbers and letters, but I think it's like 4 digits. And just because it's the Air Force, so you have to be smart.
Correct.
And
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
I have a follow-on question for you.
Sure.
Are there any like UFC stolen valor stories that you
Yeah.
know?
That's actually a big
Because you guys
question.
probably get stolen
Dude.
valors too.
Oh, it has to be great.
Because I've met a lot of MMA fighters in my life too.
And when I'm cutting, it seems like it's all happening when I'm cutting weight too. Anytime I'm at like a lifetime and I'm starting to get to that point, where I've been doing sauna sessions for days.
so you're just angry in general, anyway.
I'm just not in a great mood, and because I've been doing this for so long, I've noticed that like my tolerance level for it's just getting a little shorter as the years go on.
For sure.
5 years ago,
That's
I'd entertain any conversation around it because it's distracting. But at this point, I'll hear the thing where it's like, oh, I've been in so many street fights. These guys have so many street fights that they talk about,
Right.
or I was Golden Gloves back in the day. There's actually a guy that I happen to see way too often who, tells me that if UFC was popular back then, he would have been champion because he was a Golden Glove champion and he was a martial arts.
One of those.
They have those purist martial arts stories of all the fucking Taekwondo and the Jeet Kune Do and the Bruce Lee's master thing that they learned from and
Because you're a Muay Thai guy.
I am, yeah. I've Muay Thai, boxing, of course, jits and wrestling, but it's all the same at this level. You guys,
Yeah.
you learn to kick and punch and knee from the clinch and things like that. So,
Sure.
so yeah, there's definitely stolen valor things where guys, will say that they had an MMA fight in Delaware or some shit, and you're like, oh, cool. Like what organization? And
Yeah.
they don't know.
Right.
Mm.
So there's different things like that. It's just weird. I didn't realize it that so many men want to be an MMA fighter. It's like something that they wish they could have done but never did. And
Well,
so
they want to say that they are.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as
They-
people that
yeah.
they want to say
Yeah.
that they were in
Right.
the military.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because the majority of the people, like the military is different, but in this case, it's identical, right? If somebody's 30 years old and like, oh, I should have joined the military. So you still can, bro.
Yeah.
You got 6 more years. You can still do it,
Bro,
I
if
didn't
you
know
want to
that.
go
I
Air
didn't already
Force,
know that
waiver.
till this
Air Force
Yeah.
is 42, bro.
right? But they still won't.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's the same thing as an MMA fighter.
Right.
Like to be that dude at the top of the card on a UFC title fight, like you don't just walk into that. You're in the you're in that game for a long fucking time.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not giving you.
But
fucking-
you can
That's
still
not your
train
first fight.
and
Like-
fight no matter what your age is.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I want to do that.
I'll
Like,
be honest. I don't want to claim,
not
claim that I
one
don't
bit.
want to do it because I don't have that much time. I'm lazy. I would rather just shoot you than fight you.
I don't like getting
Yeah.
punched in the
Like,
face.
Fair.
I don't
Yeah.
like. There's a
I
lot
really
of
don't
reasons.
like it.
Now,
See, you guys know your lane. That's your
that
lane.
being
100%.
said,
It's called middle age.
in this yeah. Sure,
It's
yeah.
fucking called middle age.
that
dog.
being said, I absolutely love watching the UFC.
Oh, yeah.
like it's
Right.
one of the. It's just
It's the most entertaining
Yes.
thing on
Right.
television that's ever been on television,
Yeah.
man. Like Dana did it right, dude.
Sure
Like,
did.
he just did it right, man.
And
it's-
as it's evolved, it's kept its level of entertainment. It
Right.
hasn't
It's totally
ground
evolved.
out. Something
Yeah.
that I was telling, I forget who I was talking to yesterday about football, and they're not as into football anymore. With football now, there's these conversations about if the NFL's rigged or not. How much does Vegas odds play into the scores and things like that? When you watch UFC fight, there is nothing that can be scripted about it, even if you tried. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Definitely not.
You don't know what's going to happen at any fight. You've had guys that are plus 1100 go in there and get a first round KO, or
Right.
you get the guy that's at the top of the chain that just stays there like Khabib, right? But you
Yeah.
never know what's going to happen. I feel like that's what's most exciting about it.
Yeah.
And then of course there's just something in your ball sack that wants to watch guys fight. Everybody, but I mean,
We're cavemen. dude.
Correct,
Like
dude,
like
yeah.
deep down, we got caveman DNA, bro.
dude, and it's not even that deep down. I feel like
Dude,
we're just there.
Yeah, like we even talked about zoo wars, right? Like we want to just take random zoo animals and put them in a ring and go.
That's one of the best
You know?
conversation starters
Fuck,
too. It's
yeah,
like you got
yeah.
bear or the gorilla. And
Right.
It's like that. There you go. 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Right?
how great would that be? If I would do that. It's very probably not ethical at all, but man, that would be. Awesome.
I mean, I don't think Pete would be too happy.
No,
Dude,
you'd have to do
fuck
it
'em.
in other country. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Who gives a shit about PETA?
What's
Yeah.
Peter's footprint in Brazil like?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I got really into mixed martial arts in the beginning days of the UFC, but even with like Pride, right? Like when fighting was like when Pride Championship was huge.
That's
like,
when I was got in.
yeah, like
watching.
I was just a big fan. Like I liked watching, like I remember like Fedor Emelianenko and fucking
Vanderlei Silva.
and all those guys that were even with Chuck, even when Chuck was over in Pride, and before the UFC got real big, like
All on steroids. too.
fucking roided out,
Roided
dude.
up
But
with
that's the best
lines.
fucking fighting
Yeah,
you
yeah,
could
yeah.
find.
Yeah, I know.
and then the Saitama Arena was so cool about the Japanese fans is that they're watching these fighters and they believe that the current day MMA fighter is the reborn samurai.
Yeah,
So they have this wild high level respect for them. So I don't know if you guys paid attention to this, but in fights in Japan, there's no noise. It's
That's
like
quiet.
a quiet room until something cool happens. Then
Yeah.
they clap and then they get quiet again.
yeah. I went to
In-
one when I was stationed in Okinawa.
Did you
And-
really?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
Pride fight?
Yeah, I went to a
No
Pride fight on
way.
mainland. Yeah,
Who was on it? Was it big names or was
no,
it
it was
low
big.
level?
It was low level, and
A lot of Japanese guys.
a lot of Japanese dudes.
Sure.
There was a couple Russians too.
Yeah.
Like,
How
I
about the
remember that.
walkouts though? Weren't they so cool?
They were fucking. It was like WWE.
Yeah.
right. And that was when everybody was going nuts. So I'm thinking this is going to be awesome. But then the fight starts and it's silent in there, and I'm like, can I cheer?
Right.
And I'm like, what the?
You're
fuck
like,
is
hey, I'm
happening,
white
man?
and in the military, so I'm probably gonna yell here.
Well, there's and I'm not by myself. It's like me and like 10 or 15 of my buddies
Fuck,
and shit.
yeah.
We're all that we rolled deep, and it was just like we're having a great time, and everybody's kind of looking at us like,
When was this?
Look what
04?
these guys
03?
04.
Okay.
Yeah, 04. It was right before.
Can you
I went
drink
to
at
Iraq.
these arenas? Is it like an American arena where you can go to the bar and get drinks, or is it?
Yeah,
different?
yeah. There was drinks there. Yeah, we had drinks there. Pretty sure. I don't know. I've drank a lot since then.
Wondering, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Dude, Japanese businessmen, they tie it on, bro. They fucking get shit faced. They love their booze, bro.
I've heard.
Like, yeah. Bottle service.
Mhm.
That's like their thing, man. Like it's almost and that's not even like a rich guy thing. That's just
Right.
a normal professional kind of thing that
Right.
you get bottle service. Like that's what it is. Like, yeah, it was super interesting to see. Doug Fry was on the card. That was the only big name I recognized.
Doug or Don?
Don Fry. Sorry,
Oh,
Don.
yeah. Have you seen that guy talk now? Have you
No.
seen videos of him now?
Recently,
So
like,
funny, dude.
is
It's
he
so-
CTE'd as fuck or what?
No, it's just like it's like if you take the personification of what 80s America was like for the toughest guy on the planet, and he sits there and they ask him what he thinks about today's MMA, and he'll say stuff like, "Yeah, well, I'm not the biggest fan of these boys painting their fingernails and toenails, but
I
guess they
understand
fight
that.
pretty well."
I understand that.
Super
Fuck
American, dude.
Fuck you, Scott.
You know, he's talking about Israel Adesanya too, which is just funny because, like, fuck, I've painted my fingernails a few times, so he's talking to me. But,
I was definitely talking to Mikey.
but that fight he had, any fight he had, that mustache and just roided out, 240 pounds,
Dude, just fucking
shit
going
steel
hard.
muscle. God,
That one was him and the big fucking Japanese dude, and they're just
they just go hockey.
just
Yeah.
fucking
Hands on the
hockey
back of the
fighting.
neck. Come on,
Loved
man.
it, dude. Like, oh, that's cool shit. That's cool shit. I was hoping. I remember the reason I went there. Butterbean was supposed to be on that card,
Oh, that was
and I went there to see Butterbean.
What a weird
and
phenomenon
he
that
didn't
was,
go
huh?
out. Yeah, it was just fun.
Remember when he was on Jackass and he almost killed Johnny
Knoxville.
Knoxville?
Yeah, that shit was great.
The late 90s and early 2000s was just unsupervised shit happening on live television.
Right.
Like you think back to WWE when Trish Stratus was like flashing the crowd,
Oh,
like everybody
so
was
hot.
just like sex was selling hard and alcohol and
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
good times.
I think like Butterbean is a funny one to talk about because
Yeah.
if you can make it 30 seconds, you're probably going to win.
Oh yeah. If
You know what I
because you're
mean?
gonna outrun it.
That's it.
Yeah, because
Just let him gas himself out. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Just try not to get hit.
that dude is in better shape than he looks, though, man. Like
Yeah.
that fucker, he can bang.
so we have Jake Paul and Tyson coming up. Where's your money on that?
that? I don't know, man. I bounce back and forth between the two because I've heard, I think it was Colby Covington saying that anytime you see Tyson release his sparring footage, it's from like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And apparently he's not okay. He's not in shape to be doing this.
It's fucking 58.
Right. But then you look at his Instagram and if you take him at face value, you're like, wait, hold on. He's still a motherfucker. And then,
Yeah.
you have to say, okay, that's still Mike Tyson. But I don't like Jake Paul has, for better or for worse, I think obviously he's created a brand for himself and he's trained his ass off
For sure.
with like the highest level trainers and equipment you can have. And he's not a bum. He's athletic and strong and muscular and fast. And he's knocked people out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
can't really train knockout power.
the question
You
I,
shot somebody, you either have that or don't. He's
Right.
got that.
we talked about it the other day, and the question I had for these guys was, well, we all see Tyson throw these punches, but when's the last time we saw Tyson take a punch?
Yeah. Because getting punched at 58 is a lot different than getting punched at 30.
100%.
You know, like,
And he fought Roy Jones, right? But that was a glorified sparring match.
yeah, what was that? 2005.
No, that was recently. They did like a
that's a couple
celebrity
years
boxing
ago.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh,
2 years ago.
I don't know
Oh,
if
shit.
I remember.
And it wasn't great to watch. Like you're like, "Ugh."
yeah.
At least the trained eye, you're like, well, yeah, these guys are definitely on the wrong side of 50 now.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. For sure.
I still got my money on Jake Paul.
Yeah. I mean, that's a smart.
It was
bet.
from day one. Half of me was just because like I want Tyson to win. I just don't think he's gonna.
Yeah.
That's it. I just don't.
Either that or it's going to be campy bullshit where it's obviously a fucking gimmick as soon as it starts.
Who has
It's
more?
just like-
Who has more to win?
Well, I think they both have a lot to
What the fuck does Mike Tyson have to win?
Yeah.
That's
No,
true.
He doesn't have anything to win, but he's got a lot to lose.
What?
Does he really?
What?
Yeah,
Oh, I got
I mean-
beat up at 58?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
does he want to go out like
But you know how much publicity it just got from my weed company?
Yep.
You know,
No,
what
I
mean?
get that, yeah.
Like to him, I think it's just dollar signs. Jake Paul, he has a lot to gain.
Which
Oh, so much.
shout out to
You know.
Mike's fucking ears. Those are fun. I like those fucking ear gummies.
Oh yeah, dude, I found those in Vegas.
Those are
The
amazing.
Tyson bites.
You go to over fucking
Such
planet,
good
over
branding,
Planet
too.
13,
I'm like, this is
dog.
fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I hope he gives Evander like at least a cut of those.
something right. You get 12% of
Something.
any of these sold. Yeah,
Yeah.
he when Jake fought Anderson Silva, watching that one, I thought to myself, oh, there has to be a clause in here somewhere because Anderson, of all the old guys, like Anderson's still so dangerous.
Dangerous, yes.
Against Jake Paul, there was times where he started to do what he does, where he just lets you know that he's in a different realm than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was pulling back his punches a little bit. And I think he could have finished him if he wanted to. But I don't know if this is a thing or not, but I've heard that there could be clauses in the contract. You're not allowed to knock Jake Paul out or whatever it is, right? If you see that you heard him lay off, I don't know. And that's what's cool about what he's doing is that he's creating all these conversations like what we're having right now. Is like,
Sure.
well, is he putting this in the clause? And what about this? And what about that? I mean,
It's going to be entertaining.
fuckers made an entertainment thing out of it all.
And that's because that's really what Jake Paul and his brother are at their core, man. They're entertainers.
100%. Logan's actually an incredible wrestler now in WWE. I've seen clips of him.
Yeah.
Dude, he's having a good time.
Bro, he's on the turnbuckle doing backflips and landing on his opponents and like looking extremely athletic. And also,
Nice.
I've seen bits of his what are they called when you talk a matchup?
Promos.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
his promos and I'm like, that's actually pretty good.
No shit.
Yeah, it's not bad.
He's fucking, and all that.
Yeah, man. My favorite one of all time.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Randy Savage's promos were second to none.
He's just the best, man. Just saying random weird
Do you think
shit.
he was coked out?
I hope so.
No.
I hope so. I hope so too.
Do you
because-
think anybody was sober in those days in WWE?
Fuck,
We're going back to the 80s, right, dude? That's
Yeah.
the golden
Have you-
era.
Have you guys watched the
cocaine was
documentary
pure.
yet? The
Which
doc-
one?
The Vince?
I started watching. I think I'm on episode 4.
Bro.
Yes,
Fucking intense.
learning about his dad
Yeah.
and
Super
basically,
intense.
I think he said that his dad didn't want him to succeed more than he did, so tried to push him down, and so that was part of the reason why he went so hard in these business endeavors. It seemed like his dad became his biggest opponent,
Oh, really?
you know, in
Which
certain ways.
It's fucking sad, man. But
100%.
it's a thing that, I mean, it happens.
You feel like the highest level of ultra successful people have the darkest like origin stories, you know?
They need
Sometimes.
motivation.
Some
somewhere.
sort of a
It's either that or it's either they have a villain origin story
Right.
or it's legit privilege, right?
Mm.
Like it's legit like I was loaded, I grew up fucking
Okay.
silver spoon type
fair
of
point.
shit,
Yeah.
and I had the opportunities
Right.
afforded to me.
Right.
Or it's a fucking villain origin story, and those guys are the ones, the guys who grind,
Yeah.
who just grinded it out.
Yeah.
That's the good shit, man.
For sure.
That's the stuff. That's like the Rudies.
Yeah.
You know, like,
That's what America was built off of,
Fuck
man.
yeah, dude.
You know?
Yeah. Like I look at like Elon Musk. It's a good example of that,
Sure.
right? He fucking immigrates to America from fucking, but people forget he also invented PayPal.
Oh, I
You know what I
never
mean?
knew that.
Oh, yeah,
I
dude.
forgot. I just didn't know that.
That's where he got his money to fund pretty much all the
So what?
shit that
Does he not come from money?
I don't think he came for money originally. No. He's just the guy's a fucking savant, man. He's just so damn smart, right? Like
I think he came from a different planet.
yeah, that's what I think.
And then his cover story is
Fair.
he's South
Like
African.
an interdimensional being.
100%.
He's trying to get back home instead
That's
of
it.
I'll bet Alex Jones has an episode on that somewhere.
I guarantee it.
No, but I didn't know that. I haven't really thought too much of his origin story. The things that I've seen of him is like, oh, this guy's probably autistic, and just like his IQ level is just way above everything else.
Oh,
that you
yeah.
can imagine
There's a spectrum, and he's on it
for sure.
for sure, dude. Which I'm fucking glad he is.
Have you seen the interview with him and what's his name? Worthless guy.
Oh, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it! I can't.
Especially that do interviews.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's 4 at the table right now.
married to the Kardashian, Kanye West.
Sure.
Oh, with Kanye?
Yeah, so he's
No.
him and Kanye are talking, and Kanye is just off the chain retarded.
That is way too much autism in one space.
Big
Yeah.
time, dude.
That's like me and Mel having a conversation. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
If you can find that one, Justin, it's like a 30-second clip, but it's like Kanye's just saying like, "Well, I invented or could have done this," and Elon's just like, "Yeah, okay."
That's
Sure.
funny. Dude. I like the one he was talking to Tucker Carlson last week before the election, and he was like, "What happens if Trump loses?" And Elon just goes, "Oh, I'm fucked." He's like,
Yeah.
I'm fucked, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
What about the clip? There it is.
This might be it.
You know, I feel like this is kind of appropriate.
How awkward are these
Oh, yeah.
motherfuckers?
Sure. Absolutely. I think that's fair to say.
Yes,
Um,
because we talk about real issues and we put a twist of humor on it so people can swallow the pill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
and you can point to pretty much anything. And
Yeah, any situation you're going through, from spaceships. I've been working this grave shift and I ain't made it.
Look
I
at
wish
that.
I could buy me a spaceship and fly.
Mm-hmm.
listen, there's such a significant amount of capital that's needed to buy a rocket. And the number of people that really understand rocketry in the world is a very small number.
Well, I
Um,
really started taking it seriously like in the 7th grade.
Well, it's
Oh
a
my
huge,
God.
huge difference. It's a very difficult technical challenge.
No,
Nope.
Well, I studied physics, but
it's not about, it's people that might be better programmers, but where I think I really won is I had the heart.
Mm.
And I feel like that's all you need.
among other things.
Yeah.
My time is
Like a
is
PhD in astrophysics.
roughly evenly between Tesla and SpaceX.
Listen, you
Um,
got to speak whatever you say with conviction. You know, I'm speaking exactly like how I spoke when I was broke, how I speak on an everyday basis, how we all speak.
Right.
Anything in life that you put your mind to, you can do, right?
That's probably my core skill.
So use that ability
That's so
to maybe change the world.
Yeah, I would like to at some point, but it's I've got my kids as well, and
You got to take advantage of this. The world is your oyster.
Sure.
I'm
but,
just a genius in training.
well, success for me for Tesla is that we've accelerated the advent of electric cars by at least 5 years. So that should
Drug dealing just to get by. Stack your money till it gets sky high.
Dude.
We wasn't supposed to make it past 25. Jokes on you, we still alive. Throw your hands up in the sky and say, we don't care what people say.
be right.
You know?
Exactly.
I wouldn't know
I
what
wrote
the
that
fuck
just
to
now.
do with him, man.
No.
Like
Elon's
this
active listening
busted
face
into
is so
song,
funny
dude.
too.
I'm like, okay, we're I can't continue this interview
I-
anymore.
I feel like if we ever
Wow.
had Elon on this podcast, there'd be similar clips played in other places.
100%.
Oh, not at all.
We're
Oh,
all
No.
I could
We-
totally see Mikey interrupting Elon Musk by breaking into song.
Yeah, totally, right? Just out of nowhere.
all we have to do is figure out like 15 or 20 like pull your string lines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we just got to figure out something like a 2-sentence lead up to pull Elon's string so he just talks for 15 minutes so we
Fair
don't
point.
interrupt him.
Hey,
Yeah.
Elon, hey,
And then we do it again.
how'd you get rid of the cult that was Twitter? Go.
Right.
That's it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like open that box and just let it go.
I saw a clip where Elon's on Rogan's podcast, and this is right before the election, and he says that if we don't do this vote the right way, this will be our last chance
Yeah.
to ever vote again.
It was terrifying.
Was he implying that we move into some sort of totalitarian state in the next 4 years?
No,
What
he was
saying?
implying that it'd be rigged from.
The plans that the Democrats had with
But the Democrats said the same thing.
citizenship and immigration
That's what it was. Is
and placement of them would have essentially turned every state blue.
Yeah.
And no matter how we voted, Democrats would win every election moving forward.
And
They
this
would-
is on paper with policies that they were putting in place.
They
Yeah,
were trying to do it,
Okay.
and then people caught on.
What were they trying to? What were they trying
They
to?
were
do?
trying to
They're trying to
grant
get rid of-
citizenship to all the illegals, like the 20 million people that just came into the country,
Okay.
Yeah.
in hopes that they would lean blue.
They were doing a big
Because-
amnesty thing.
They would give them freedom
Yep.
and then give them citizenship and then probably a welfare check or something.
Well, it didn't even matter
Oh,
that.
not only that, but
here's your citizenship due to this party.
Right.
Now vote accordingly.
yeah.
But
like,
Sure.
But even if you have, like the electoral college is based on population,
Right.
right? So you pump in, even though they're illegal, it still counts for population in that area,
Okay.
and so you can adjust how many electoral college votes.
so essentially, they were
No,
they were shipping immigrants to swing states.
Okay. So that's what
Trying
there
to
really were
bump
buses of immigrants pulling up to these small cities and
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Wow, man, that's so crazy. Because I hear these things. I guess I'm a visual guy, so I didn't see any proof of it. So I'm like, well, I see it as like both sides say extreme shit about the other.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah.
With Trump wants to kill all gay people and never let
Right.
abortion happen again, even if
Well,
it's rape.
the
That's what's going on the left, and on the right, they're like, well, they want to, or you know what I'm saying? Each side has an extreme opinion on what the other side is.
That's why I like towing the line
and
of
he-
politics,
Sure, yeah,
man.
exactly.
Each side said that if this election doesn't go the right way, it's the last time we'll ever get a vote again. Because the left was saying if Trump gets elected, he's never going to leave. Like Oprah, the day or two before the election,
It's
was like,
ridiculous.
this is the last time we'll ever get a vote if he wins, because he's just never going to leave.
He's going to be a dictator. He said
Yeah.
it.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
And it's
Like,
just
like both sides need to calm
Right.
the fuck down.
They really do, man.
Yeah, no, they definitely do.
I'm just glad the shit's over. I'm glad the
I
fucking.
am too.
I'm so fucking.
Has
glad
Has it
it's
always
over.
been this way, y'all? Because look, back in man,
So
I
it
remember
used to be-
2008 when Barack Obama, which that was the first time that I was like politically conscious, I guess you could say. I was a senior in high school I
For sure.
I knew about it. But before that, I see clips of George Bush on TV when I was in elementary and middle school, but I don't remember.
So
That-
the
that
80s
far
and
back.
90s, it was the rhetoric was my respectable opponent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when
And
they
then
were
s-
in a debate.
And then in the
No.
2000s, it changed to shit talking
With
because
with which one?
Bush.
Really?
I would-
That's
yeah.
about when it really started.
He
It was
started talking
because
shit?
It was because of Iraq and,
Right.
and all the theaters, the operational theaters that were going on across the world.
Yep.
Right.
And so instead of trying to prove a point to make a story to get people to vote for you, they just started shit talking
Yep. And
because it was
came
easier.
about turned into fucking
And then
personal
it has,
attacks.
Then it is just grown like this whole entire election cycle for this year. There was very, very little policy talk.
Yeah.
The majority of it was shit talking and
emotional stuff.
Big
and
time.
whatever fucking literally propaganda
Right.
that the other party can throw out there.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
it. Like if they actually if there's a candidate that ignored all the bullshit and just stuck to fucking policy for every single time they got on it behind it, on a camera,
Right.
they would win hands down, no matter what.
You think the people would like that?
100% because they're not playing into the bullshit. Look,
you-
hey, you can sit over there and talk all the shit you want. Cool. I'm going to stick to my policies.
You don't think the
What's
people
your
wanna-
thoughts on
you
this?
don't
I
think
don't
the
have
people
thoughts
wanna
on these.
eat it?
These
You
are
don't
my
think the
policies.
people want to eat that shit?
Well, I mean,
eat it.
Well, because people tried that, right? Like, I mean, there were like when Trump ran the first time in 2016. Who was the? Come on in, Jazz.
Yeah, grab it.
Jazz is here.
Hey,
By the way.
yeah. What are we drinking?
Yeah. Once you
grab a mic and,
Yeah,
and
what are we
explain
drinking?
because I already forgot what you said earlier,
Tell
but
us
this
all
is
about it.
fucking delicious.
Right.
Penelope Architect Series.
But what's
Number
the,
6.
What's,
Yeah, number 6. So it's kind of cool. They took like a really so prior to distilling it, they decided what they actually wanted it to taste like, and then took like grain profiles and water profiles and all the stuff to build the specific flavor that they were after. And then this one they used like French oak staves to
by reading it, it looks like they have this crazy system on how they pick the
yeah,
staves.
so they had a control system.
Mhm.
And then they have like where it landed based on like where they put everything. And so
Yeah.
it's really neat. But what it did is it doesn't just taste like whiskey. It's actually
It's fucking delicious.
It's a wonderful
I've been
whiskey.
obsessed
right.
with
Yeah.
it lately, so I brought it for the boys.
Yeah, and coming from a guy who, like I said 3 months ago, I'd taste whiskey and would fucking just gross out. I would only shoot Jameson with a pickleback.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
what I mean?
that's.
But now in the past month, it's like, oh, I don't think I hate this. This is actually the first one where I'm like,
It's
this is
because
actually
middle
good.
age is creeping
We
up
talked
on you,
about
dog.
it.
You know, I'm
Dirty.
glad that I got to be a part of a hunt with you where you
Right.
decided you were going to become a man.
Correct. Yeah. He saw it happen,
He's
actually.
he's smoking cigars. He's drinking
Right,
whiskey. He's shooting
exactly.
shit.
But what-
Yeah.
Yep. My cock grew like 2 inches after.
Nice.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah. Whiskey and cigars will do that.
The fuck it. Well,
Oh, speaking of, you know how I told you I was at Worst Fest over the weekend, right? So I'm there and I'm at a table and I'm thinking to myself, there's nobody out there smoking cigars or cigarettes, right? So like, am I gonna be that guy?
Do it.
Fuck yeah. I'm gonna
fuck
be
yeah.
that guy. And I'm telling you, there was
As soon as you do it,
There was-
everyone's like, "Who?"
there was families around me, you know, and I could see this happening. I didn't give a fuck.
Attaboy.
Loved it.
It's like, I'm outside.
Yep.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
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 So now I get it.
Yeah.
I'm here.
There you go, man.
What I've learned with cigars is there's about a 99.7% chance that the person that's around you while you're smoking outside in public is going to come up to you and be like, "Hey, that smells delicious."
Oh,
And there's
really?
that 0.3% of the people like, that smells so bad. And it's just
Sure.
like, well, you can move.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
But it's not like, 'cause it's not like cigarettes.
No, not
you know,
at
it's
all.
not
I was
the
at
same thing.
I was at a concert once, and the whole air is just marijuana
Outside?
smoke. Right?
Oh yeah. What show was this?
Fuck, I don't remember. It was
Yeah, he's
like
too high to remember.
heavy
Fucking
metal
Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, I can get away with smoking a cigar in here, right? Because
Okay.
there's literally
Yeah.
Right.
there's fucking pot smoke.
Right.
everywhere.
Were you in high school? So it was like the Animals,
It was like
1952.
4 years ago,
Oh, okay.
Right.
Pot smoke.
and
They were smoking grass.
Smoking swag. It's got stems and
fuck
seeds.
you guys. And it was like 20 seconds, and security was knocking on.
What?
Town.
Are those jazz musicians?
But then, so a couple years ago, we went to a Dropkick Murphys concert in Austin.
No shit.
And it was
Fuck yeah.
outside. The venue was outside. And so we found this, like, I wouldn't really call it a corner, but we kind of made a little smoking corner of our own.
Right.
And I think we had like 10 or 12 people there.
Yeah.
And so we all lit up. And then within 5 or 10 minutes, like people were coming across the entire crowd to be like, well, I'm going to smoke with you guys because nobody's going to talk shit with all of us here.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Now
okay,
that's
let's
marketing
do it.
right there.
Fucking
It's
strength
finest.
in numbers, dog.
But it was just like, you look over the crowd and there was the crowd and then there's like a cloud.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, to bring us back to the election thing, though, I wanted to say this. Something I did really enjoy seeing was I became aware recently that Oprah and Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg, they used to love Donald Trump.
Mhm.
I never knew that.
Oh,
but there's
yeah.
actual clips.
They're best
Yeah.
Our
friends.
good friend Donald Trump. Oh, we love Donald Trump.
Loved him.
And then now you see the extreme difference. So I went and watched all the episodes the day before the election, the day of the election, the day after the election.
See him all dressed in black.
Oh, it is incredible to watch, dude. And they have this new girl on the panel that is like a well-studied politician, whatever.
They
She's-
brought her for the voice of reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Her name
She
is
sits all the way on the
something
right.
Farah. Yeah, she's on the right. And there she is, she's like, 4 years ago, I was a diehard Republican. I've been Republican my whole life. But she says, this is the first time I voted for a Democrat. I voted for Kamala Harris, and this is why. But then she starts to explain the reasons why Donald Trump blew everybody out of the water. And her reasons are, well, the American people just feel like they were actually listened to.
Yeah.
They're like,
they were
we
heard.
can't pay our bills. Everything's way too expensive. Can't buy a house. And, whatever he's saying, it applies to me. Versus on the Democratic Party, you bring up a problem like this is too expensive, and the Democrats are kind of like, oh no, we got it, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Everybody, we're all united in hope and love.
But we
and
need to give
everything.
more money to Ukraine.
And the more reasons she spoke to, you could see Joy just getting like she wanted to crawl out of her skin. And she would just say some clickbaity, emotional thing
Yep.
that would get the crowd to clap, which
Yeah.
I'm sure they have an applause cue.
So like she was
in the
talking
crowd.
about, like in that clip, if you notice, it ends when she's like, he had like Reagan numbers, and Joy Behar's like right there. No, he didn't.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
trying to fucking like
Oh,
refute
dude,
her, and it's like,
quick.
shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, it's
So-
crazy.
So Oprah has been talking about the end of democracy forever.
Oprah got paid $1 million to have Kamala on her show.
This is where I was getting. Like,
Oh, okay.
You would think if you really were concerned about democracy ending, that you would do it for free,
I would think so.
since you already have
But
billions of dollars. Like,
Sure.
dude, Kamala raised $1 billion.
In a few months?
Yeah, dude.
insane.
They
107 days.
and she was paying all of these celebrities.
Do you know the best part?
She's in debt.
$20 million in debt.
No.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, her personally or
No, the
or
campaign.
Her campaign is now 20
You know what's even
million.
better than that? The Trump campaign's like, hey, we didn't spend all our money. Do you need some help?
Oh. Hey, they get a large donation from the Trump campaign.
Hilarious.
Wow.
Man. From then on, from then on, you could be like,
But imagine
Donald Trump
hold
donated
on,
to her.
though. Imagine spending $1 billion in 107 days and losing.
I can imagine that.
Getting smoked.
I could
too.
totally-
I mean, I could do it too. Jazz is like, I could do it. Like, we all could do that. 100% we could do it.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, one of the big things that I saw,
Because
and they,
fucking like, you literally tried to buy the presidency for $1 billion and you couldn't.
yeah. Well, dude, like,
How much do you suck at life?
this
Correct.
is
Yeah.
a message to all the Democratic candidates for the future, right? Obviously, podcasting is becoming a big thing in the political realm now. Okay, and Kamala Harris apparently spent about $600,000 to rebuild the "Call Her Daddy"
no.
set,
It's 100.
or $100,000.
100
Right.
to rebuild it in a hotel room.
Because she
And it
didn't
was
want to do it.
$6,000 worth of material.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep.
You can come here and we'll take that money.
Yep.
You know what? No. No. We don't even want your money. Just come here and be on the show.
Yeah. We won't even charge you.
That's it. I'll give you $1.
Yeah, because Trump being on Joe Rogan's podcast set it off, man. Because a lot of people in the comments are like, "This is what the fuck we want to see.
Yeah.
We want to see an open dialogue." Because what I've noticed is you see politicians, and they're always, it's a polished conversation. It's always a polished thing where they
Well,
have
the
a script they're
easiest way
speaking
to
from.
do
But like,
it
can
is-
you actually speak to this person like
Well,
a human being?
So it's like,
You're-
CJ,
you're-
what's your record in MMA?
right.
Instead of answering me,
Yeah.
you talk about, you're like, oh, my record in
Sure.
MMA. Yeah. So when I got started, now my
Yeah.
dad, you know what I mean? And then by the end of it, you don't even tell me what your record is. And it's like,
and how the
Speaking of records, my father owned a record company. And,
exactly.
Yes.
and he always used to tell his father,
and how the fuck can you vote for somebody that can't have a long form conversation
right.
about anything?
Well, I mean, your boss actually started all that.
Like Biden couldn't
How so?
because he wasn't mentally able.
Dana hooked it up with Theo Vaughn for Trump to go on Theo Vaughn's podcast,
Which was so cool.
which was dope as shit.
And
then,
I wasn't even the biggest Trump fan. I'm not necessarily
Like-
the biggest Trump fan for
Yeah.
whatever reasons. However, when I see these things,
Right.
you know what I mean? As a younger guy, when I'm like, oh, this guy's on, I love Theo Vaughn. He's having a conversation with Theo Vaughn and they're just talking shit.
they were just talking
That's
about
amazing.
like cocaine addiction and
Yeah.
shit, dude. It was so fucking
And,
great.
and
So,
Trump's like trying to stay like within the lines, but it's also fun. You know what I mean?
Well,
So-
yeah.
Joe Rogan throws it at Trump like you say crazy shit.
yeah.
You know,
Like,
like
dude,
that.
you
like,
say crazy shit.
Exactly.
yeah.
I think he did a really good job.
If Kamala would have heard any kind of comment like that from somebody interviewing her, she would have shut the fuck down.
Oh, yeah.
You know
it,
what
it
I,
didn't even phase Trump.
That he was like,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
you know what I appreciate about Joe Rogan in the Trump interview that he did is it was the Joe Rogan from the 2,500 episodes prior to it.
Yep. He
Nothing changed. Even
Pure
how,
authenticity.
even how he worded questions.
Yep.
Like he has a previous and potential president-elect sitting across the table
He's in
from
a
him,
dangerous spot.
and he's like, "What the fuck do you think of this?"
Right. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
I
The
appreciate
only
shit out of
difference
that.
was he wasn't smoking weed on the show.
I'll bet you he did beforehand. No.
Yeah. He also did a good job at lassoing him back because
Yeah.
you ask Trump a question and he'll just fucking go off on a tangent. He's like, no, wait, but come back for a second, real
Yep.
quick, because
Yep.
I'm curious about what it was like when you first got into office initially,
Yeah.
and so which was cool,
Right.
But I know I feel like he just gave him an extra level of respect because as I think you should, right? It's
Yeah.
like you said, former president and
Yeah.
running president. But besides that, yeah, I agree. It was the exact same Joe Rogan.
Yeah. It's just
Ran the
authenticity,
same show.
man.
He didn't change one bit.
Nope.
Well, I mean,
Cool, let's
and
go.
you've interacted with Joe through the UFC
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
you know, like, I mean, like he's always the same guy.
Correct.
You know, like I'm a stand-up comic. So I respect Joe for what he does
Right.
for the world of comedy, right?
Yes.
Like what he's doing in Austin is unprecedented, up there with Comedy
Really is.
Mothership. He's really trying to like affect his community, right? It's very similar to what he's done for MMA. Like, I mean, shit, he worked for Dana White the first 12
Shows for
shows he
free.
did for free
Yeah.
Yep.
or something. And it was just because,
Yeah.
no, I want to do this. You mean I get to sit here and watch one of my favorite things in the world
Sure.
and commentate on it?
Correct.
I should be paying you guys.
Right. Exactly.
Like that's fucking authenticity. That's so good. And that's why it's so important. He's so important for the sport and, for my vocation as well. Like, I mean, it's just really important. You know?
And you can see
killing it.
that. You can see that from people. I think that the public can see authenticity, you know,
Sure.
or they can see when someone's putting on a mask.
Yeah.
You know,
And they think, and the politicians think we can't see that.
right.
Like we don't know what the fuck you're
Right,
doing
right,
right
right.
now. Like, shut the
And dude, I think that for a long time we didn't, or at least we didn't have access to tell each other that we knew. You know, before the internet and before social media, I think, you know, there was a level of like they were able to stay above us by sharing information that we couldn't communicate to the rest of the world about.
Yeah,
for sure.
And now, dude, you say the wrong thing, and by 5 o'clock, the entire planet's seen it.
Yeah, but by
You know, so
by
we can
7
all
o'clock,
share
the
that.
whole planet fucking forgot.
True.
Look, like-
it's also true.
Biden and Hillary and all of them were against gay marriage.
Yep.
You know, nobody remembers that, right?
Nope.
Like it was, but yeah, it was just,
I mean, fuck, dude. I went viral this weekend.
yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do?
It's a video from fucking 2019 of me
Uh-huh.
calling Cadence for the Marine Corps birthday.
Oh.
And like,
Calling Cadence?
yeah, just calling Cadence. And
Okay,
like,
cool,
like,
cool,
just
cool.
like,
Like one of
a
those
bunch
one of
drunk
those
Marines.
toots? Yeah.
Yeah, just a bunch of
sick.
drunk Marines doing crazy shit for the birthday,
Fuck
right?
yeah.
And fucking, do you think next week anybody's gonna give a fuck?
No.
Nobody cares, dude. Like, no.
I was talking to Barker last night about that. I was talking to Barker about that last night about, you know, Veterans Day. You know, he called me on the phone, asked me how Veterans Day was. I told him what I was up to, and he was like, "Yeah, you know, man, you gotta get as much you can out of on Veterans Day because people give a fuck for a day. You know,
Yeah,
people
it's
care
true,
about
dude.
the veterans until midnight.
It's true. Yeah, you get a lot of thank yous for your
Yeah,
service.
sure.
Up until
So we did Warfighter Tobacco did a Marine Corps birthday post,
appreciate it.
and
This many.
I want to give a big shout out to everyone who commented on that post, because it's the 249th birthday of the Marine Corps, and this is the post.
Wow, I
that we
actually
put
didn't
up.
see that. I didn't see
Right.
that one.
So we did a 240 Bravo, which they don't actually use, but
we use the golf.
they use the Golf. So we did 240 Bravo.
What is that?
240. It's a machine gun.
Machine.
Okay.
Plus an M4, so
Sure.
240 plus 4, and then we have 5 crayons. Right? It makes sense.
With this
but,
many.
but if you look at the comments, right?
Everybody's like, you could have just used the saw. Like,
But here's the thing: if I used a saw, they wouldn't have commented.
Right.
They wouldn't have drove engagement, and they wouldn't help get us more reach on the post.
I agree.
So thank you everyone for doing the math for us. And next year we'll use a 249 in 1 crayon.
There you go. I love it.
I just had to talk a little about that for a second because I appreciated
We should
everyone
just
that's
use-
like, you should have just used a saw. Well,
Well-
then you wouldn't have commented.
Well, I appreciated you guys wishing happy birthday and all the texts and messages I got from all of the Freedom friends out there. I appreciate y'all wishing me a happy birthday for that.
I did not drive you home this time.
You did not. No. You,
Did you go?
No, I text Scott and I was like, are you doing this? He's like, I gotta be honest, man. I'm not feeling it. I'm like, bro, I'm not fucking feeling it, dude. Like, I'm 42 years old, dude. Like, I'm not feeling this shit either. And he's like, but I'm not obligated. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, my ass is. So.
How was it?
That was good, dude. It was good. So big shout out to Thirsty Horse Saloon and Dance Hall here.
Oh,
in
you
San
guys got
Antonio.
down at Thirsty Horse?
Of course, man. Yeah, Saul and his crew out there always take
That's
good
cool.
care of us, and
It's
Uh,
usually a fun party.
it's
heard.
it's great, man. We'll have. I mean, fuck, we probably had 300-400 dudes
No
out there.
shit.
Oh yeah, they give us the whole patio, and
Wow.
yeah, Saul takes good care of us over there.
That's
They're
cool.
good folks over there, man. And we've done it the last 3 years there.
They give you guys helmets too?
We probably should. Fuck. They probably. There's some guys that just showed up wearing them.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, I know myself well enough.
Like, yeah, it was a shit show. I gotta say, I'm a little proud of myself. Like, last call came and I was like, I am not last call hammered.
Sure.
Huh.
Really?
I was like, yeah,
Well, last
The
year
damn shame.
we last called and got an Uber around 4:30 in the morning.
that's true. Because last call is just a polite suggestion for me when I'm at that point.
right. Last call. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. That means I don't have to wait for a drink.
Right,
anymore. That's all
yeah.
that means. Shit. So no, I had a good time though, and huge shout out to my boys in Satmar and to Thirsty Horse and all the support and help and everybody that did out there. Tweeter, the fucking sound guy over there always takes good care of me. Even when I did the comedy show for him and all that, like, I mean, always been real good. So no, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for that. It was a good birthday. It was a good birthday.
So that was your weekend, right?
Yeah,
Anything
because the rest of it was hungover.
Okay. Your weekend? Anything
Nothing.
eventful?
Nothing
No,
eventful.
we talked about mine. Okay. let's dive into CJ.
let's hear
Our
about-
listeners don't know it's CJ.
Let's hear.
So
about,
we need to know
Let's do it.
everything about
Okay.
CJ now.
Well,
Yeah.
let's go.
pull your dick out. Let's see it.
All right, get the cameras ready. Here we go.
Get that zoom on.
Punch in.
Is it circumcised? Is what the people want to know.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we need? What are we looking for?
Where were you born?
I was born in Laredo,
Yeah.
just about fucking 5 miles from Mexico.
Yeah.
You know, and I spent
5 miles on the right side. Dog.
Yes, sir. 5 miles on the right side of the fence. And I spent the first, 12, 13 years out there. My dad is in the railroad. So,
Oh, nice.
came out to San Antonio for that. And I've been here ever since. Interesting fact, up until I was fucking about to graduate, I was gung-ho on joining the Marines.
Yeah.
I really wanted to be a Marine, big time. And,
That's a big thing in that area.
yeah.
Laredo's got a big jar.
Well, no, I'm in San Antonio at the time.
Well, San Antonio too.
Right.
Yeah.
But dude, at 15, 16, I was so hyped on mixed martial arts and just lifting weights
So
and
it's something that you've been into forever.
drinking and fucking everything. I was a wild guy.
You've been
as
a good
teenager.
jarhead, bro.
I know. That's what I'm saying, dude.
You're already halfway there.
I
Huh?
met I met a recruiter and I used to go do the weekend workouts and whatnot. And, there came a point where I felt like, I think that when I finally joined a legit gym at 17 years old, I started doing really well, really fast in MMA. The guys that I was training with that had been training for years, I was smoking them and sparring and things like that. And so I had a conversation with gym owners and they said, we think that you have a real future in this. And it was kind of like a bit of a crossroads situation. So I chose the route of MMA. And I just stayed fucking locked in on MMA after that, So which is why, I've
I
always.
bet you if we compare bank accounts, you made the right decision.
Oh, yeah. At times, I'll tell you, high highs and low lows.
Yeah.
Because, dude, there's no money in the There's no money in MMA.
There's no money in the
Fucking
military.
nothing. Yeah, it's like I bet it's similar actually.
Yeah.
My first fight.
No,
I
the
made-
military you're guaranteed while you're under contract.
Right. Yeah.
At UFC or MMA, I'm assuming that it's favorable if the outcome.
Yes.
is,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So in
Power
MMA,
rankings.
it's show money and win money. So my first pro fight, I made 6 and 6, 100 and 100. So $1,200. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
So of course you still work
Yeah,
2-3 jobs while you're an up and coming guy. But even when you get in the UFC, like you're making okay money kind of for your
What
first
was-
contract.
What organization was your first fight organization? Your first pro?
It was AAA Promotions, which is not around anymore, but very small promoter. Randy Galindo, I believe his name was, and I think he's still doing that. The
Nice.
smaller shows. But this was back in my first pro fight. I was 21, and this was in 2011.
Nice.
So I was in that generation of guys that were, but before, like my coach Pete Spratt, his generation of fighters was you have a specialty.
Okay.
You're a boxer. You're a kickboxer.
okay.
You're a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
And there's not many places that will mix it all together.
Right.
So you have to find different places to learn these different art forms. Well, when I got into it, it had finally kind of somewhat merged. You're talking like, y'all remember Brian Stan?
Yeah.
Marine.
Love Brian Stan. Yeah,
Fucking
exactly.
Marine, yeah.
So that era of guys that they were
WBC.
like starting to
I
train
was in a movie
MMA
with him.
specifically is when
You
I
were in a
started
movie
the
with
game.
him. Yeah.
Movie?
Range 15.
He was in range 15 with
No
Brian Stan.
way. Never seen it. I need to go back and watch that.
Yeah, not really. Yeah.
No,
I mean, you should.
Yeah. High
It's,
budget.
the whole
$100
lot
million
of
budget.
whole lot
So
of big
it
shit.
was
Actually-
it was crowdfunded.
Brian bought me a
Really?
monster one.
It was. It was the largest crowdfunded movie that was ever done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were talking about it offline a couple weeks ago that if it never happened, if Range 15 never happened when it did, and they tried to do it again today, they'd generate like $500.
Why? Wait, what year did it drop?
Oh fuck! This was 10 years ago.
15, 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what makes y'all say that it wouldn't fund the same now?
It hit at the right time.
Yeah.
It was like during the boom with Black Rifle and Art 15 and all
Oh
those guys.
hell yeah!
It was in
Yeah.
the
Is that Dan Bilzerian in the middle? No. That's the guy from that's the guy from Avatar.
No, that's the best comment ever. Yes, that is Matt Dan Bilzerian Best. right in the middle.
Yeah, dude.
That's like the veteran. That's like the actual veteran Dan Bilzerian.
Yeah. Who is that in the
Matt-
center?
That's Matt Best. Yeah,
Not best.
he Black Rifle Coffee, Range 15,
Okay,
or
got you.
Article 15
Got you.
clothing. Yeah,
Is that the guy to the right of him? I've seen that guy too. That's
Yep.
that's
So they had a bunch of A-list
that's,
actors.
well, that's,
Not
that's
bad.
fucking
Is
Sean
that William
Astin, bro.
Shatner?
Yep.
Yes,
Holy fuck!
Shatner was
This
in
is
there.
gold.
I mean, dude, it's Samwise Gamgee over there. All the way to the
Wow,
right.
you're right.
Yeah.
You are right. Who's the hot chick? You got to have a hot chick.
Mindy Robinson.
2015. Have
Randy
to have it.
Randy Couture's girlfriend.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Good for Randy. And okay, cool.
Randy was in this movie as well. Randy,
Yeah,
Couture's-
no, I can tell by the poster here that it would not hit the same now.
So was Tim Kennedy was in this movie.
Yeah.
So was
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo. Yeah, I mean,
They had a whole bunch of people in it, and
and
but it
Scott-
just it was the opposite of anything Hollywood has ever tried to do,
Okay,
and that's why Hollywood wouldn't fund it.
right,
So they
Right.
had funded themselves,
right.
and then they released it themselves. It couldn't get rated. They didn't. It was private screenings only in theaters. But yeah, I mean, it was an effort to get it done.
Oh,
if they would have done it
Ron
today, like
Jeremy.
I just don't think there's the back.
Yeah, Ron Jeremy.
Right.
Ron
Right.
Jeremy was in it too.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Right before
The
before he went
80s
to jail.
porn star Ron Jeremy?
yeah, he was in it too. Before the rape charges.
Yeah, let the record state. Yeah.
This is before he got me too, yo.
Yeah. Wait, so what's y'all's favorite military movie, real quick?
Ooh,
All time, or at least one of them. I mean, that's how it's up.
Full Metal Jacket.
Nice.
I think Black Hawk Down is probably the most realistic as it applies to my era.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kinda.
sure.
Yeah.
Technically, the most realistic, Jarhead.
Dude, okay, hold on. Stop, y'all.
That's the most
That
realistic.
was my go-to when I was like gun ho on
Yeah,
doing
that is
military.
a
I
realistic
loved
war
Jarhead.
movie.
I fucking love Jarhead so much. I was just like really drawn to that movie for some reason.
Dude.
The idea
My-
of they're out here, they were trained for this war, and then they get to war, they don't fucking do anything at all. They're just there, and he's just losing his mind the whole time.
Wildly.
And I'm like,
accurate.
for some reason, I was like, yeah, I want to feel that too. Like,
When that came out, my aunt reached out to me and she's like, "It wasn't like Jarhead, was it?"
yeah.
Exactly.
No, not at all.
Well, I don't want to fucking discourage your
You're like,
tax
no,
dollars. but,
no, and it was not.
My-
I'm not 6'2", and my name's not Jake Gyllenhaal, unfortunately.
Right.
Unless somebody comes out with something that's just next level when it comes to like military type stuff, Band of Brothers is still my all-time go-to.
I was too young.
Yeah.
I was too young. I used to watch it with my dad sometimes, or my
But
uncles
if
or
you go
somebody.
back and you watch it now,
It's so good, dude.
fuck.
It's so good.
I thought it was a show or a movie.
It was
Show.
It was
It's a show,
se-
right?
a
Okay.
series on HBO.
Okay.
And now
I
they
think
do
it's
like
on
box
Netflix
sets
now.
and everything. Yeah, it's
You know, I
You find out.
appreciate like Navy and Air Force movies, military movies.
like Greyhound. Greyhound is
Yeah,
a phenomenal
Greyhound was
movie.
great.
Navy SEAls.
Like Battle Los
No,
Angeles.
no, I like Battle.
With the
What, what's that one? The
Thank you, Jazz.
The Navy. What's the Navy SEAL one where it's actually accurate? It was came out like in
the one with Navy SEAL actors.
yeah.
Oh, I remember that one.
Something
Zero
about-
Dark 30.
Still Navy SEAls. What the hell is the name of that? Active Valor.
Active
Active
Valor.
Valor.
That's what it is.
That one
Yeah,
was
yeah.
legit. Yeah.
That is probably the most realistic,
There
like
we
when
go.
it comes to technique, like
Yeah.
like TTPs. Obviously, it's Hollywood, so they have to
Yeah, of course. You got to embellish things,
embellish
right?
a
Yeah.
little bit.
13 hours was pretty accurate for the contractor side.
That
Yeah.
We'll give you
was
that.
good.
Like that was pretty right on. They're like the food is good, the gym sucks ass. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, yep, that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Fury? Did you guys fuck with Fury?
Love Fury.
Fury
Yeah,
was
that's
cool,
good.
dude.
Fury's a
Yeah.
fucking hard movie to watch.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fury was cool.
I'll put that movie on at 10 p.m. and I'm up till 4 a.m., dude.
It's fucking
It's over and I'm still up, man.
It's barely over though. That's a long fucking movie.
It is, dude. It is.
right.
It is.
It's like War and Peace.
hmm
Holy
And that's one of those.
shit.
It's one of those things, right? I feel like, from my perspective, right? I'm not in the military, and like I said, I wanted to join the military, never did. And there's a part of me that's like, "Fuck, man, I want to know what that's like."
This is how the World War II shit starts, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where you're going.
You see the rabbit hole, right? But you see these movies and stuff, and people like to glorify that shit. Right?
Sure.
It's a glorified thing,
Right.
But like we talk about, people want to glorify mixed martial arts, but nobody wants to be a fucking mixed martial artist.
Yeah.
Like it sounds cool. It
Okay.
looks
Oh,
cool.
come on.
So,
who didn't love Never Back
What's
Down?
your favorite mixed martial arts movie?
Oh, that's actually a good question, dude. And you're gonna fucking hate the answer. My first mixed martial arts movie that really got me into
Never
this
Back
day. 100%.
Never Back Down?
Yes.
That's the best one.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, Amber Heard ruined that whole fucking movie with one shitty line.
Which one?
It's like the Shield of Achilles. You fight so you don't have to fight anymore.
Yeah.
Fucking hated her way before she shit on a bed.
Fuck, dude, that was so good, man. That was so good. It was funny because when I joined the gym that I was at, I was 17.
That movie just came
and
out.
all the yeah, I'm wearing Tap Out. And fuck everybody because I'm the only one wearing Tap Out because these
Yeah.
guys didn't know what the fuck was up in high school, right? So yeah, I go to the gym and I guess the old heads at the time that were up at the gym, they were like, late 20s, early 30s. They would just call me hot guy or Hollister boy. And they didn't fucking respect. They thought that I was just there to do the never back down thing, which they're not wrong. I was there to do the never back down thing. But that's the brand, you know what I mean? Like now, that's
Fuck
what the
yeah.
sport was turned into, and they didn't understand that. Matter of fact, in high school,
Yes.
blood sport.
That's not MMA.
It's not MMA.
Sure it was.
That is multiple disciplines fighting.
God, yeah, you're kind of
Let me
right.
tell you,
Yeah.
bro, that is
Always gotta
MMA,
get
dude.
fucking technical. up
Bro,
here.
when I was a kid, like I remember
right.
when Bloodsport came out because my uncle had it on VHS.
I watched it on TNT
And
every week.
I would have to, I'd have to steal it and then hide in one of the spare bedrooms to watch it, so my mom didn't know because I was like 7 years old. Obviously, a 7-year-old should not be watching. Like
That was
today's
the-
day and age is different, but back then,
Yeah.
there's no fucking way a 7-year-old's watching Bloodsport.
That was the first sign that you were gonna do something violent.
when they was dipping his fucking shit, and
Yeah.
I was just like,
oh, that's kickboxer.
Like,
That was kickboxer.
That was kickboxer.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Fact
that's
check,
Muay
fact
Thai,
check.
which is dope.
What is the Kumanite? He gets salt from it.
Yeah.
It was
Salt in his eye.
every time I see fucking Chung Lee fucking pull the pill out of his belly button.
What's his
I
name? What's
got
his name in the
angry.
movie?
Frank Dukes,
No, the Asian.
Chung Lee.
That's his name in the movie.
right
The
there.
actor.
Yep,
Yeah.
Chung Lee.
Yeah, Bolo Young.
Bolo.
Like
That's
Chung
what I
Lee.
meant. I meant the
Bolo.
character's name.
Oh, the character was Chung Lee. Yeah.
Oh, but the actor's name is Bolo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. I thought his name was Bolo in the movie. I'm
Mm.
tripping.
Could have been. They
Um,
could have just used the same name.
yeah.
Like it was the 80s. We were
Yep.
racist. Nobody gave a fuck.
Yep. Never Back Down was my favorite one. And then Warrior.
Warrior's
Warrior's
solid.
good.
Warrior is solid, dude. Tom
Warrior's
Hardy
a
got
good
fucking
movie.
jacked in that movie.
Jacked and
Which,
shredded.
Jacked.
Which movie's one of the brothers and they fight in?
That's
Warrior.
Warrior.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a good movie.
That was a great one.
because he's a vet. They tie the vets into
Yeah,
it
yeah.
too, which
Yeah.
it's cool. But then I don't know if you guys ever heard of Kingdom,
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
the show with what's his
Yeah.
name, Frank Bill. I forget what his name is.
Fuck.
He plays Crossbones in Avengers.
Yep.
Anyways, that was a really good show.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Yep.
Frank Grillo.
Right, yeah, there it is.
And that guy's actually, he trains. I don't know if you guys see him on social media, but he does his thing, dude. Shout out Frank Grillo. I fuck
Okay.
with him. He trains like a lot. He does Muay Thai, boxing, jiu-jitsu, the whole thing.
Nice.
And he goes out there, he'll do smokers and stuff, I'm pretty sure. He may or may not have had a couple fights, but I know he's had some hard sparring sessions. So he's actually an actor that gets out there and,
That a boy.
does his
You-
thing.
the
That
act-
show was really good.
Oh yeah.
So, who do you think is the best actor to portray an MMA fighter?
Ooh.
If you could pick one person that you're like, this dude is the embodiment of MMA, who would it be?
Embodiment of MMA.
Looks
Like
You're-
he naturally has the talent and the discipline, the abilities to do them like everything correctly. on
Okay,
top of
that's a
being
good
at it.
question.
They pick
actually.
you to be like the casting
Right.
fucking guy.
Like who? Okay, we need a
we need a main
like
character.
a main character
Right.
MMA fighter
Right.
for Kevin James.
Kevin James,
Well done,
everybody.
Justin.
That's
Good pull, buddy.
amazing.
Sorry to answer
That's
that
fucking
question so
amazing.
So
fast.
I
There it is.
I have somebody in mind
Okay.
that I would think,
Okay.
and so if you guys figure out who your picks are,
Okay.
Hmm.
now the person I know for a fact he is.
I guess
not
I'm-
a
I guess my-
fighter
okay.
in real life.
My question is
He's
the
not.
when you say characteristics, what do you mean? The way he looks, the way he moves, the way he acts
Yeah.
in other movies?
Like if you were to pick somebody, like you need like a title fight MMA guy, somebody that has the ability to portray that on screen,
Mhm.
but he's an actor.
Mhm.
I know who I would pick.
Mhm.
John Berthenol.
Oh,
Okay.
that's actually what came to mind for me too. Initially, it was Frank Grillo, but I feel like I have a biased opinion towards him because I've already seen him. But I think you said John Bernthal.
Yeah.
Yep,
I think John Bernthal.
I think John
Fucking
Bernthal's that
dope,
guy
dude.
too.
I mean, fuck, he played the Punisher.
He sure did,
You know?
and he
played the fuck out of it.
Because when I was a kid, I was watching Thomas Jane's Punisher. You guys remember that one?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I liked it,
Hell yeah.
but then this guy came along, was like, actually,
So I heard there was he was on a podcast recently and he was talking about it. Like when he got the news he was going to play Punisher, he went into a comic book store in New York City and was buying all these Punisher books. And the guy working at the thing was like, "Fuck no." He's like, "If you're gonna fucking do this, you're gonna do it right. You read this one, this
oh
one, this
no
one,
way,
and this one.
that's so
Don't
cool.
fuck this up for
That
us."
is so cool.
And it was just like, hell yeah, dude. Like,
That show was
Like,
incredible, by the
oh,
way. That
so
was so fucking
I
good.
recently rewatched it. It's
I need to
still
rewatch it.
fucking good.
What about Daredevil? Did you like Daredevil?
I did.
That was also really
I
good.
particularly like the ones where he was in them.
100%.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like,
So,
like the fight scene in the jail.
I have two names.
Yeah,
Hard as fuck, dude.
The whole fucking hallway.
So good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a one shot.
really,
Yeah,
it's incredible.
fucking dope, dude.
Jazz pulled in here with a name.
Jazz pulled in, so I have two names now.
All right.
All right, good.
Because so my go-to pick was Jason Statham.
Okay,
Okay.
because I had that came to mind.
I
That
can
came
see
to
that.
mind.
Because he
Came to mind.
now he's not a fighter. He was a fucking Olympic diver.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
That was his life, and then he became an actor.
But I already trained martial arts.
He does nonstop, but he does it because he enjoys it. It keeps him in shape.
yep.
Like he doesn't do it because like, oh, I fight on the side. No. And then Jazz's other pick, which was another
Before
one of mine,
the
is
Germans come.
Damian Lewis.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Who does he? What are his better known roles? I've seen the face. I can't put it right.
Band of
Homeland,
Brothers.
Homeland.
Homeland, Billions,
Captain Winter.
Billions.
Captain Winters, and Band of Brothers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Actually, if to go full circle and we bring it back to the election type thing, he was in Billions. The hedge fund manager who was his direct rival in that show ran for president and lost like all of his billions of dollars, like tens of billions of dollars, lost it
In the show.
between trying to run for presidency and then people stealing his money and taking over his firm while he was distracted trying to run for presidency. So yes, it's been proven in a TV show that you can spend billions and still not win
Yeah.
the election. If the Kamala campaign watched Billions, they would have had a different.
What do you
game
guys
plan.
feel about Keanu Reeves? Or
Keanu.
Keanu.
Yeah.
I love Keanu.
Because
man.
I think if he got
Fucking
the
chill.
role,
that guy still rides the subway every day. I hear.
Yeah.
Bus.
if he
He's a
got
real
the
motherfucker.
role for MMA shit, he would probably go all in.
Well, I
I
mean,
agree.
he did with John Wick.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure
like
did.
he went all in on like 3-gun competitions and shit and
Yeah.
learned how to fucking operate weapon systems appropriately and stuff. I think he could pull it. Yeah, he could do it. I don't know if he's is he 60?
Jesus.
Never mind. No, he
Never mind.
can't.
Why did you see the last John Wick? He didn't look 60.
That's true. Dude, the motherfucker looks like he could still play Ted.
With enough money, you don't age.
You think he's off that adrenochrome?
Probably.
Yeah.
He's on that humatrope.
Hell yeah.
He's taking humatrope.
Yep.
They're all on that shit.
Do you think they're at the point now where they're just like cloning bodies and then just putting the consciousness in
I
the next
wonder.
body?
I wonder.
They keep it like within 5 years.
Him,
of-
him and Tom Cruise. Yeah.
no, they just make a clone of him, but they keep the clone like
his-
within
his-
5 years. So when he starts to get old, they just put him in the next body.
Dude.
And he's 5 years younger again, and they
Who
just,
the
it's perpetual.
Somebody referred to Scientologists the other day as space Mormons. And I fucking lost my mind,
That's
dude.
incredible.
Fucking
Instead of going door to door, they go
space
planet to
Mormon.
planet.
Yeah. He's like, oh, fucking space Mormons. I was like, oh my God, dude, that's so good.
Bathroom.
Yeah.
BRB.
B and RB. Fucking.
I came across a weird brand, social media.
Okay.
Nutter Butter. Pull up their Instagram, Justin.
Oh, they're fucking.
What in the flying fuck?
Oh, dude.
There's some-
Justin and I
some
were
of
talking
these-
about this a couple
Some of
weeks
these
ago.
companies and their social medias they're just phenomenal.
This is just weird.
Yeah.
Nutter Butters is crazy.
Yeah, it's a stoner's fucking dream. Like,
Pull-
look at this shit.
You-
Like, I feel like I'm on DMT right now.
Here, you want a fun one? Pull up Duncan. Yes. Pull up Duncan.
Look at this shit though.
Yeah, just search Duncan
Yeah, have a
or
cookie.
Duncan's. Yep, click on that. Now scroll down.
Yeah, but that looks a little normal.
down. Hold on. slow
What's
down.
with all this shit with the
Hold on. Keep going. Scroll down. Stop. Go back up a little.
If you aren't afraid of spiders,
Oh,
you're good.
they got one of these spider ones. Click on the comments on that one.
This one?
No. Go. Yep. No. Right in the middle. Go back. Right, the middle one. Yep, that one. Just look at the comments. But look at all the blue check
Duncan,
marks.
Please, my girl's on here.
That was from Walgreens. Like, it's just fucking unhinged. Pringles. It's fucking unhinged.
You got spunk,
Comment
kid.
section of Instagram and TikTok is my
Cheez-Its.
favorite place to be, dude. It's so fucking gold.
But this is this is
dude.
Dunkin' Donuts official page. And look at even QVC.
Yep.
And you go through all
Yep.
these stuff with the spiders, and it gets very like
They got
controversial.
They got these young Gen Zs down behind the keyboard now, and
Dude.
they know what the people want.
It all started with Wendy's Twitter.
I believe
It did,
I
like-
know what you're talking about,
like,
but
dude,
go into it.
Wendy's Twitter used to be fucking crazy as shit, right? But I recently found out. Do you know who that guy was that used to run Wendy's Twitter?
no.
The I'm a snake
Who?
guy.
What?
Is the same dude that used to run
Really? No
Wendy's
way.
Twitter. Yes. Remember that? Jazz and I found this out together actually like 2 months ago, and we were like, holy fuck. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm a slithery snake.
Yeah. That's the dude who used to run Wendy's Twitter that
That's
got
funny.
like famous because he's like, I got famous for a thing I couldn't take credit for. He goes, so then I did I'm a snake and I got famous for that. Yeah, this cat.
What's up? I'm Matt Keck, and I used to run the Wendy's Twitter account. And this is a giant framed tweet that I have on my wall that Twitter gave to the agency I worked at. From the most retweets ever. This was a tweet right here, 18 million that I sent while sitting on the toilet one night.
Wow.
As you can see, Mr. Carter, he asked, "Yo, Wendy's, how many retweets for a year of free chicken nuggets?" I responded to 18 million, and the kid had balls and said, "Consider it done. Please help me. A man needs his nugs." And that thing did end up with 3.4 million retweets, which was the most retweeted tweet of all time.
Wow.
Sorry about it, Ellen. Check out my podcast,
Yeah.
The Brief and Unimportant History of the Wendy's Twitter account,
Okay.
dropping on it.
Yeah,
I
dude.
like how
nothing-
you just fucking
Yep.
cut out the name of his show. You were
That-
such a G.
That wasn't on purpose. That was
Oh,
just
I
really
thought you
poorly
know that was. I
timed.
don't know. Fuck yeah.
You're like an
credit, dude.
asshole.
That
Take
was
the credit,
gangster.
man.
No, it's called roast me, I believe.
I'll tell you, dude.
Oh.
Nothing is serious anymore. You know, like
Oh,
Well, you got to get you have 8 seconds to capture somebody's
Right.
attention. How are you going to? You don't even have that. You have 3.
Yeah,
I think
for
that the
sure.
average reel gets like 2 to 3 second viewership
before they
go to the
past
next
it.
one.
Isn't that
So
fucked?
that's the attention span of the American population now is 3
fucked.
seconds.
So, CJ, you just had your last fight was last month.
Mhm.
How you feeling after that?
That went terrible. Which, like, you know, I've always known this, and I've even said it too. This whole MMA journey, it's somewhat of a suicide mission.
Yeah.
You know, you only get so long before somebody got your number. Somebody has your number somewhere. And honestly, I've been fucking looking forward to wherever that's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been TKO'd
Yeah.
till this past fight, and I've
Yeah.
had, including amateur, probably 30 fights. So I've been on the other end of that a bunch of times. And this guy that I fought was, I had my game plan set. My weight cut was good. Everything went great. You know, but what sucks about one of the things that sucks about fighting at this level is you only get 15 minutes to be the absolute best version of yourself, right?
Right.
Against a guy across from you who's just as studied and focused and
Yeah.
dangerous as
And
you
that's
are.
the same mindset. This
Same
is 15 minutes.
mindset, right?
Yeah.
And this guy was debuting in the UFC from another country. So he had a lot riding on this for him.
Yeah.
And he didn't do anything that I didn't think he would do. He did
Yeah.
everything exactly as I thought he would do. I mean, to the T.
Yeah.
To where we knew exactly how he was going to do everything.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I just took a little too long to get my body into the motions of things. Warm up was good. Everything was good. But when the fight started, I felt like I was a little bit behind myself. It's a weird thing that sometimes happens where you feel like you're stuck inside of a shell of yourself where you can't really loosen up, and it takes a little too long. But with this guy, he didn't let me get away with it. And
So my cure for that is whiskey, but they probably
For sure.
not a good
no,
thing. Right
I hear
before.
that, dude.
They can't just
Trust
give you
me.
shots between rounds.
Right?
Sick, dude, or something, right?
Instead of the guy yelling water,
Yeah.
he's jam his in.
Yeah. So, you know, I could hear my coach saying, like, I need some action from you. And for whatever reason, it just felt like it wasn't the moment. And
Yeah.
then he lunged in, and this dude was lunging.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking fucking,
He was shooting in you.
he was
He was
lunging
shooting.
in a way that I had never seen before, which, you know, it didn't intimidate me in the moment, but I was like, this fucker's covering ground. It reminded me of when you see like a cat, you know,
Like spring.
pounce.
yeah, spring, yeah, the pounce or spring of a cat. It was very similar to that.
Okay.
With
Okay.
like the with like the swipe at the end.
But in this case, it's a fucking 150-pound
This
dude
guy,
coming at you. Yeah.
He's
Like a fucking
5'4",
spider monkey.
Uzbekistani and fucking.
Fucking Uzbeks, man.
He's a
Those guys.
straight Mongol from probably Genghis Khan blood, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, clips me, and what's fucked is I didn't even know I was hurt until like after the fight. It was like when I watched the fight, I was like, oh fuck, I got dropped like that. I got dropped twice or 3 times maybe.
Wow.
I didn't realize that,
Oh.
and I felt fine. I felt like I was recovering, but then he touched my liver, you know. And I
Fucking
don't know if you
liver
guys have ever
kicks
been
get
gotten
you.
touched of the liver, but
That shit
it
sucks.
just folds you.
At least you didn't shit yourself like fucking Crow Cop made that dude in Pride that
Oh
time.
God, I know. It's on me. Fortunately, though, it wasn't the most painful liver shot I've ever taken. Where you know I've been hit, you know, in training by my coach with a liver shot, and you make the most gut wrenching. He's like, I actually did that to a guy when I got in the Contender Series. When I need him in the liver, he was like, and you can hear it on camera, and I'm sure it's probably so embarrassing, right? So
There's nothing you could do about
nothing you
it.
can do. You didn't even try to make. So, you know, it got folded, whatever. And of course, it was a bit of a shock at first because you never plan for that. You
Right.
never put that in your head, no matter how.
It's like, this isn't my ending.
even though
This is
you
just
know
something
it's
do
going to
in
happen to
front.
you.
I mean, it
but-
can eventually, yeah.
Right.
I mean, you plan,
correct.
you don't plan for it because you know it's coming,
Right.
you know, but yeah.
And so,
there's-
you know,
'cause there's a shelf life.
It was like for a couple hours there, man. I was really, really, really down about it in my
Sure.
head. I was fucking just
Yeah.
shitting on myself as hard as I could in my head. But as the days went on, dude, I went and watched the fight, you know, whatever. And there's almost a bit of a relief around it.
Well, you're learning.
Yeah. And it was a relief to know, like, besides getting knocked out cold where I'm
Yeah.
fucking stiff and drooling,
For
and
sure.
snoring in the middle of the octagon. That's the worst thing that can happen is getting TKO'd.
Yeah.
And it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean?
it's kind of like when you get a new vehicle, the first scratch is the one that hurts the worst, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
After that, you're
Yeah.
kind of like, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I felt a bit of, strangely enough, about 2 weeks later, I felt some sort of mental and emotional relief from it.
Okay.
Where it's like, oh, cool. Well, that's out of the way now. So I know what that's like. I know what it's like to be on the other end of that. And you can, you know, and you're there and the ref. So Jason Herzog is actually the same ref that ref my fight in San Antonio last year, where similar situation. I got hurt in the first round. I was dropped. I was stunned, came back, knocked me out in the second round. So he knows I feel like from that fight, we had a conversation too. He knows how to read what I'm
Right.
capable of taking.
Sure.
And the referees in the UFC, I really appreciate the way he does it because he gives you like cues
Yeah.
to let you know how close this is to being over.
Okay.
So referee you get clipped with a left hook and you get dropped and you get back up. The referee's going to say, I need you to defend yourself. So, you know,
okay.
that's letting you know
Right.
that he thinks you're in trouble and he wants to know that you know that he thinks you're in trouble.
That's
So, okay, you start putting your hands up or you
appreciative.
swing back. Okay, you
Right.
get clipped again. He's like, fighter, I need you to defend yourself and fight back, right? You're getting your ass kicked right now, basically. So,
Yeah.
you know, you swing back. But then after that, it's like, CJ, give me something. I'm going to stop this fight soon. If you don't give me something, I'm going to have to stop this fight. And he'll give you like 2 or 3, I'm going to stop this fight.
Okay.
So that when it is over, you know, you can't be like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah.
It's
You know
just
that
fun.
you've been given ample opportunities to and what was funny is when I went down in the midst of my fucking me just getting TKO'd on live TV, right? I get up and Jason's like, everything's good, man. Everything's good. I'm like, I almost fucking had him, Jason. I had him right where I wanted him. He was like, I know you did. I know you did.
I know
But,
you
you know,
did,
next
buddy.
time you'll get him. So, you know, it's
What a
again,
good dude.
Yeah, huh?
He's a good dude then.
Who, Jason Herzog?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, incredible. And dude, the referees in the UFC, you know, they see this so often that if they see you enough, which now I've had 7 fights in the UFC, they know your personality and it's cool. Yeah, you're right. They're great guys.
Sure.
Because they're the third man in there and they really understand what it took to get there. And so they're gonna give you every opportunity
Right.
to let you know that they, you know, we let you go out on your shield, but at the same time, we don't want you to leave here with a broken orbital if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Which fortunately, for getting TKO'd, I didn't get my nose broken, didn't
That's
get
good.
any broken orbitals or
Yeah.
anything. It was just, you know, a busted ego and some swollen bones, right?
Sure.
So from that, it's more so a takeaway for me is all mental because I prepared everything. It's like my coach said, like you had everything you needed,
Yeah.
but there's something going in there where you've been too much of a slow starter.
Yeah.
And it's been that way in the UFC. And I think that maybe sometimes at this level of competition, the amount of pressure that you put on yourself to
Right.
be a god in there, it's so unrealistic that what you expect of yourself.
Well,
So-
in the military, we have a saying, you know, the enemy has a vote, right?
oh, I like that.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
you can be as prepared as you want to be, but that enemy has a vote. You know,
Correct.
Yep.
You know.
I still think my favorite is the incoming rounds always have the right of way.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and I'll tell you something. I used to tell my Marines that would like, get in trouble or something. Like they would get like NJP or Article 15 for for the Army guys out there. Like, and they would be down and out and thinking that their career was over and all this stuff. And I used to tell them this. I'd be like, the true measure of a man is not getting knocked down. It's getting back up and learning from what happened to do that.
Right.
That's like your ability to bounce back is how you measure
Right.
yourself, right? And I feel like you understand that.
100%.
You know what I
and that's
mean?
what Herzog said too. He
Yeah,
said,
dude.
he
Like,
said,
good for you.
It's what happens next.
Mhm.
That's all he said. That's all he had to say.
Yeah.
It's what happens next. And there's so much truth to that. I think for me, like I said, it's the relief of knowing like, okay, the worst part's over. Coach
'Cause
always says too that you can go into a fight not wanting to lose.
Absolutely.
You're fighting to not lose,
Yeah.
and you're already losing when you do that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
one of the boxing coaches that I work with is very studied on like the psyche of it. And it's like, if you're telling yourself while you're leading up to this fight, I can't lose this fight. I
Yeah.
have to win this fight. Your mind's not hearing like we're going to win. Your mind's hearing like, oh, we can't lose. That's the key word, lose.
Yeah.
Oh, you're already subconsciously putting these
Yep.
thoughts of loss into you. So, dude, there's so much of that I think now at this level, fighting, it's just mental. Like if you're training and you're skilled enough, everything else is just what you're thinking and what you
The
decide
body's the
about it.
vessel. All you're doing is controlling.
So weird though,
Yeah.
man, how true that is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
a lot to take away from it for sure.
Well, good shit, man.
Yeah.
What's up next on the horizon for you?
There's talks that I could be fighting again in March. It's just talks though.
Yeah.
If in a perfect world, it'll be an international fight. And the cool thing was within the week after that, the UFC was already contacting me.
Oh, nice.
So there's a suspension rule. If you get, since I got TKO'd, I think it was 40 days no contact,
Okay.
right? And then so you're on a 40-day suspension.
Well, it's basically like a protocol. It's like
Right,
it's like
yeah.
concussion.
Like, hey, you
protocol.
got your
Same
bell
thing.
rung,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
So like we're not going to put you in a position to fight again in 40 days. And then
Yeah.
of course they give you maybe you shouldn't spar for a while, which honestly I took heed to that. I haven't sparred or anything in the last month and just giving myself time to recover. Cause that is something I do kind of think about.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, I got
You
to make
have
sure
to.
that I fucking, when
Yeah.
I'm 60,
Yeah.
I got my bells about me still, so
Yeah, you don't.
I
have to,
didn't
like,
go
shut
out
it
there
down.
the next week and start sparring to get some steam off of it.
Well,
I
you're
absorbed it.
you're 30 something, right? So you're at that age where you start thinking about that. But all of us, when we were in our 20s and in our fucking early teens or late teens, it was like there was no consequences to anything. we
Yeah,
did.
dude.
No.
Your fucking
None.
bones are made of rubber, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. dude.
You're living to fucking every risk, it doesn't matter.
So are you at the point now where you wake up and things hurt? So like after fights or after like hard training sessions, you wake up the next day and you're like, "Fuck, I'm getting old."
No. No. I'm not. Fortunately, I don't know what it is. I've got a pretty good engine on me, I feel like, but I can't sleep on my stomach. I'm at that point where if I
Okay.
sleep on my stomach, I'll wake up, my back is like, fuck. You know what I mean? Besides
Adjustable,
that, though, I feel good.
adjustable mattress, bro.
That's what I keep hearing.
Dude, I got one. It's fucking best.
Where you can
Yep, fucking you can do zero gravity on that bitch and shit. It's fucking game
really, I'll
changer.
bet,
Yep.
dude.
Yep.
I tried one out at the rodeo and I was like, oh, yeah.
Go sped. Fucking give us money. All right? I'm tired of fucking giving you free ads.
yeah.
I got a mattress guy. You're in the San Antonio area.
I got a mattress guy.
Burlow mattresses.
Burlow. I actually
BRLO.
have one.
He has one.
Yeah, and it's very. They custom build them.
Okay.
Dude, I was
the
telling you
coolest
about
thing.
it.
Got you.
Yeah, Verlos are awesome. So
I only brought one Stogie. You guys got another one?
Yeah,
we're all
Somewhere
right.
in here.
I'm pretty sure.
You're all out, right? Fuck, yeah,
Pretty sure we know again.
I was hoping. You guys got a Stogie guy. Let me know.
We have plenty here.
So I'm trying to figure out,
You can still smoke
the
that.
flavors and oh yeah, no, for sure. It went out on me, but you lighter.
Mhm.
Right, here's
No,
it.
don't use that one.
Yeah, that one's fucking dangerous.
Damn. No, yeah, I'm still learning these flavors, man, which is cool.
Yeah.
Talking to you and learning a couple things.
Yeah, so we did a
You got to go hunting this week.
we did a hunt 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And on that hunt, it was for opening whitetail. And we brought a couple of vets out, and we brought some kids out too.
Yep.
So
Some
CJ
young
brought his
blood,
boy.
man. I brought my teenager.
That's awesome.
And so we'd doing a little management for the landowner, and then get some kids their first deer, and just having an overall great weekend.
Is that Krabba?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
a Robert Ranch.
Which, by the way, shout out to Grant for
He
his
just
first
won his first fight.
fucking fight win.
Yeah.
Shout out, buddy. He won this weekend.
Yeah,
He got a sub.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He
What
got
was it?
a
How did he
sub.
finish?
I believe
There's a leg lock.
Leg lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. A white
I
belt. leg
know.
locking?
That's
Fuck
when
yeah.
I watched the video and I'm like, bro,
There
I'm
you
like,
go.
fuck yeah.
There you go.
Didn't even ankle pick or anything.
No,
it was like
this is
straight up.
really
Dude.
good.
It looked good. Yeah.
But yeah, so we were out there and obviously I'm smoking cigars and so CJ had a whole bunch of questions just because he was getting into it, you know.
He had a charity box of them, dude. I was like, what the fuck? There's like 20 cigars here.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You know,
way
just-
more than that.
At least, you know.
Yeah.
Those 20, the 20 was just for me.
John knows a guy.
Yeah. No, but Mike was I'd kind of been briefed about, Warfighter and just seeing you out there and him telling me like this guy knows so fucking much about cigars.
Yeah.
And because, I like I told you when I was here last week, I used to just sneak into my dad's closet and steal his cigarettes and cigars and then smoke a cigar and be like, this is fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? But I never knew. But, as you get a little older, you see that there is a culture around it. And I'm just curious, And fuck, dude,
It's a good culture.
so much. It really is.
But then, and
It's a
you
great
learn
culture. Yeah.
I mean, I always say there's no wrong way to smoke a cigar, but there's ways to do it to get the most enjoyment out of it.
Correct.
And essentially that conversation that you and I had was along those lines of like,
Right.
you're not doing it wrong, but if you do it like this, then you're looking or you're trying to get this experience out of it.
Right.
And then it really opens your mind to what cigars are about.
Correct.
And then a week later, you're like, I'm coming to the shop.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So that conversation was great.
'Cause I talked to Mike that next week and I said, yo, so, where do I get these cigars? I go online. He said, dude, I'll fucking take you there. We'll tour the place. So
Yeah.
shout out Mike for that.
Shout out
And
old
then I was here
Barker.
for 2 hours
That's my partner.
and I just corner John every chance I get, But it's easy though, because when I ask you something, you just go off and I just get to listen,
But I mean, it's
I don't have to force it out of you.
He's a fucking educator, this guy.
Yeah, he is. And a natural one at that,
Yes.
Because like I said, dude, 30 minutes of talking to him and I was sold. I'm like, cool, I want to know more. I want to try this.
Bro, the only reason I know fuck all about cigars is sitting around the room with these fuckers like the last few years, man, and just like doing this, doing this mediocre bullshit show, and I've just learned a lot about cigars.
Exactly.
And to the point that I've been on their podcast now talking about cigars twice,
Yeah.
3 times now. Shit. Like,
I feel like there's a basic amount of information that for some reason isn't really shared that easily in
Yeah.
the cigar industry for newer smokers. And it was like the conversation that we had. I have that conversation with so many people, and I love having that conversation because for me, it's not a hard conversation to have. I'm not trying to find things to try to relate to you with. I'm not trying to do anything like that. But I also don't I didn't come up to you and be like, hey, you want to learn about cigars?
Right.
And corner you.
Right.
You were like, hey man, I got some questions. And I'm like, what do you got? And it was just a conversation. It wasn't like, hey, sit down and pull up a chair. I'm going to learn you today.
But I'll tell you what, though, there is a privilege that he's carrying with him that gives him, the leg up, and it's because he's 6'4".
I'm only 6'1".
he's 6'1".
It's because of your kid. It has nothing
he
to
had
do.
boots on.
It's because no.
And he's got a pistol on his waist.
the whole
and
reason
got
he's
a
saying this
fucking
is
arm tattoos.
I know,
It's because
right? He's scary.
his kid thinks he can't beat me up.
I got dude, I was chilling. So I got a 13.
And I was like, that's bullshit.
I say that's bullshit.
I 100% think he can whoop my ass.
I got a 13-year-old, right? And his dad is a UFC fighter. So he's walking around with that in his pocket.
Sure.
All the time.
That's the big dick in the
We
room,
no,
bro.
all say
DJ
like,
was telling me, he's like, so it's like, we'll be walking around and he's just like, yeah, you can take him, Dad.
yeah. It's a lot for me to hold too, because we'll be somewhere public and
There's only one way to find out.
There's like a dude that's like 6'6", 300 pounds, and I'm like, that guy's fucking huge. And he's like, yeah, but you could take him 100%. You could take him because he's that. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I have that. You know what I mean? The whole "my dad will beat your dad up" thing is a
You're
real
winning
thing
on
for
that
him.
one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But we get to Carrabba Ranch, and then Logan spots him, and he's got this really custom.
I got the
cool-
blue Warfighter scuba
Yeah,
pistol on
right.
my hip.
So that's the
Yeah.
first thing
Shout
he
out,
spots.
boys.
He was like, "Hey, you see that pistol? Wow, that's so cool. That is such a cool pistol. It looks like something I could customize on Call of Duty." And I'm like, "Oh, that is super cool. Wow, that's super dope."
Literally got
So
a skin
there's
on
that. And then 10 minutes later, this guy opens up the back seat of his truck, and there's like 8 rifles in there, and he comes to hand me a rifle to hunt with, and he's like, "Here you go," and it's got a silencer on it. A silencer?
Dude, his
Where
kid
did
was
it
like,
come
oh
from?
my God.
He looks over at- He looks over.
The
at
only
his truck,
time
and
we
he's like,
use
"Those
fucking
are-
muffs is for podcasting,
Yeah.
bro.
Like those are all in the back of his truck. What? That's his truck right there. That's such a cool truck. So there's that conversation.
You know what though? Fuck your blue pistol. I'm getting a gold one.
Yeah. You got to do something.
I don't think it would
I'm
be
gonna
as
level
cool.
up on your pistol.
I think if you had a pink one, it would do more.
No, on Call of Duty, it's the gold.
It is the gold.
You got to get the gold one.
Dude, so 30 minutes after that, he notices all the tattoos and the beard. And then at that point, dude, by the end of the first night, he looked at me and he said, you know, Dad, I don't know. I just feel like this guy's really dangerous.
I got you fooled, kid.
And for a second, I'm like, hey, hold on. No, wait. Remember,
Mind
hold on.
control.
Remember, I'm the UFC fighter, right? No way.
Yeah.
We're good, right? And he said, nah, I don't know,
I
Dad.
don't know, dog.
Fuck.
That's
And
fucking
he got
funny.
me, got my
That was
number.
really funny. It's like, but so I don't think it was me personally. I think it was the gun and the tattoos and the beard. But me as a person, I don't think
Buddy,
I made that decision. No,
that's you.
No. And the reason that I say this is because Saturday evening, we get done with the hunt, we get back to the house, and it's just like, okay, we're done for the day. So I'll unload everything. No more firearms. We're just hanging out, right? And so I walk in, and his boy walks up, and he's like, your gun is so cool. And I'm in the process of unloading anyway. So I'm like, rack it open, and I just hand it to him. It's unloaded completely. No mag, no anything, right? Hand it to him. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And Mal was there, and he's sitting there right there. And Mal literally, as soon as I hand it to him, he's like, hey, once we get done hunting in the morning, if you want to shoot it, we can go take it and you can shoot it. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. He didn't even hear
Didn't
it.
even
He
hear
was
it.
like locked in on this guy.
He's holding
got
his
it right in
gun, and
front
he's
of
just
him
like,
now.
yeah, whatever, girl, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
And so the next day, like, I'm just waiting until like, hey, we were going to shoot rifles and stuff like that. And I'm waiting for him to be like, hey, are we going to shoot pistol? He's going to be like, fuck yeah, get in, let's go.
Yeah.
There's still that level of intimidation there, though.
But there was nothing. And then after when CJ came to the shop, we were talking, that's when he told me, and I realized that he didn't even hear Mal say
No.
you can shoot this. And I was just like, oh, that sucks. They really wanted him to shoot it,
Hey, so last night I brought this back around because I told him I was going to do the podcast.
Yeah.
And then I asked him to just go over it again because it's just fun to listen to. But to what you said about how like that's not who you are.
Yeah.
Logan made that point too. He's like, what's crazy is like you look at him and you think this and that, but he's actually the sweetest guy. Like he's so nice. And so, but then, he understands this at his age because being around me, he's like, but Dad, you're the same way. You're super nice. You're really sweet and really funny, but he's already established understanding like the guys that are really dangerous out here, they're so nice and so sweet and like, kind humans more times than not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
By the way, I've literally had people ask me, "Hey, who's your tall friend with all the tattoos and guns and the beard?" So that is just you.
That's yeah.
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 You're 6'1", but with the arm sleeve and the beard, it makes you 6'4".
It's like, because we're
On
the
the
same
gun.
size, because I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
You're scarier than me.
In a weird way.
Like,
weird way.
like, I don't think you should be.
And the only reason I got my tattoos is so I could get through airport security. Because back in the day, my beard was longer and it was scraggly. I didn't keep it up, and I looked like a terrorist, straight up.
Yeah.
No, really.
It's
Like
true.
it was.
Did I put him in a man dress
Post
before?
9/11, I'm guessing. Right?
Yeah.
Bruh.
And so my joke was, I got sleeve tattoos, so they think I'm American.
Great. So like, he's actually just a military vet.
Yeah.
See, I grew up
Never
with
mind.
John when he didn't have a beard.
No, and I was
And
not.
So now I'm just like, yeah.
And when Scott and I deployed together, and so like we'd be overseas, and they'd look at me, and we're on a mission, and we're like kicking in some guy's door, and we're questioning him. The guy he points at me, and he's like, "Arabi?" And I'm like, "Fuck you, I'm not Arabic."
That one's a little easier.
Right.
Yep. That'll work, dog.
Yeah, we did.
No wrong way to do it.
We did the whole cigars, how to cut, how to light, the whole nine.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I learned how to cut and light, and then I sent him a video. I was like, "How's my first smoke ring looking?"
It looked perfect. Nailed it.
I'm like, "Good, because this is a new personality trait."
This
This is going to be my entire life.
I am now cigars.
Yes. This is my entire
But
life. now.
to that point, when I was at the PI, because I spent a month at the PI for my last fight, and it's true, man. What's so cool about Vegas at the PI with all the other guys out there is that I know that
What's the PI?
the UFC Performance Institute.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So you guys have heard of that, right?
It's a gym that no longer has Pelotons.
Yeah, fuck Peloton. Yeah, that was crazy, by the way. He
That was
called
dope
this guy.
as
He was like,
fuck.
"Got Pelotons? Get him the fuck out
Fucking
now."
throw them away.
And Theo Vaughn was like, "Holy shit! What was that about?" Because
Yeah, I don't
what happened
know.
with Peloton and
So
Theo?
Theo Vaughn had he had a clip pulled from YouTube or something, and or they pulled his fucking money from because they were a sponsor of his, and they were like, "No, you."
Oh, they didn't
supported
like what he
something.
said or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Correct.
and he was like,
Oh.
and
No.
and
He
he-
had Robert F. Kennedy on.
that's what it was.
Wow.
Oh, and they
That's what it
pulled their
was.
sponsorship because
They
of
asked
that?
him to remove the video because they sponsored that episode.
Oh
No
And
shit.
and Dana found out because Dana was on a show, and Dana was like, "Fuck that."
Did he pull the video?
No, he did delete the video, and then Dana was like, "You never do that again." And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
In real time, like on the show, he was like, "Do we have
Yeah.
Pelotons? Get him the fuck out of
No,
there!"
I,
fucking-
I
We're done
support
with
Dana White 1,000,000 more percent.
Which
Yeah,
that's
dude,
so
like,
cool.
fuck that.
Yeah, that was
Right.
Yeah.
fucking gangster.
You want to sponsor my show
Yep.
and tell me what I can and can't do? Go fuck
Right.
yourself.
Yeah,
So the,
Yeah.
the PI is incredible though, because when you're there, it's a hub. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And here where I in San Antonio, you know, I do my jits and Muay Thai and MMA at one gym, but then I got to go to another gym to do boxing, and then
Sure.
I got to go to another gym to do wrestling,
Yeah.
and strength and conditioning. But with
For sure.
PI, it's a one-stop pony. And not only that, but you get free physical therapy. There's Heather, the lead, and she used to work with the Olympics. And so the people that are running these programs, like her, and then the guy that runs the strength and conditioning, that's Gavin right there.
nice.
Super Australian. I mean, so Australian, you think you're in a fucking video game because like you go to one place and there's
That's
this
not Gavin.
lady, and then you go to this guy and he's Australian. You go to the sleep study guy, he's a Russian. Look at this. It's
Wait.
crazy.
Scroll up, Justin. Is that Corey?
No, that is
no,
Joe
no.
Kwani.
Oh, okay, good.
That's Cheaty.
I was like, "There's no fucking way Corey's
Corey's not
used-
that tiny.
Well, there's no fucking way that Corey's being used on UFC shit anymore, man.
Right. Wait, you kidding me?
Like,
So yeah, so the PI is really dope because you get all these things, you know, including the contract. So look, all that there, free body armor, whatever is there is free shakes, free food at the cafeteria, and it's actually good food
Nice.
too. Like
fuck yeah.
look
at this.
all this, dude. Cold plunge, hot tub, sauna, infrared sauna, red light therapy,
That's
dude. The only thing they don't have is happy endings, bro. That's it.
So how
I mean, you're in
how do
Vegas. You can find one.
Yeah.
how do you
good.
get into that?
Chinatown.
Like, so if you lived in Vegas, could you train there all year round, or is it only
Yeah,
for like
Correct.
prep?
If you're on the roster,
Oh,
That's free.
okay.
Yeah.
you can pull up anytime, and you can bring 3 guests.
We
Yep.
drove by it one time when we were in
Yeah.
Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so
it's massive.
Yeah.
when I was out there for the month, I would show up at 8 a.m. and I'd have, you know, my conditioning, my MMA sessions that I was doing there, and then my PT
Yeah.
and lunch. I'm there from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and I'm doing shit the whole time.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's a really cool thing that you have there. But you see fighters there every day. Obviously, everybody on the roster is out there. And I see flyweights that I could face in the future. And we're super friendly, like very,
Sure.
very friendly.
And-
Not just friendly, but like,
Well, it's
how's training
professionalism.
going? How's this? How's that?
Yeah.
And these guys are motherfuckers. Everybody in there's a motherfucker. So yes, you do have guys that have beef here and there. But for the majority, everybody recognizes that.
Yeah.
Right.
But now when I'm here, right, and I go to Lifetime, there's so many guys that walk around that are fucking
Just
dude, it's
fucking chest
insane.
puffers.
Yeah, like you
Fucking
can't look at them
chest
for too
puffers.
long, or they think you want to fight. And I'm
You
like,
got something?
great.
It's like,
Yeah,
bro, you don't
crazy.
want this fuck. You know what?
Right.
Just once you'd be like, yeah, let's go. Let's
Right.
go roll.
Right.
Let's
right.
go roll, bro. Let's
It's
see how
crazy,
it works
dude.
out for you.
It's crazy. The guys, and that's, you know, to Logan's point, it's like he understands that the guys that know what it's like to be in a situation like you guys know, and like me, I know I don't want to go there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do all that
Yeah.
right now. We
Right.
can, but I don't want to.
I will
How
avoid
you-
everything
Fuck.
Yeah.
to not get into a fight.
You know what I mean? Because even if it goes great for me, or dude, you never know what's gonna happen.
I've heard a lot of UFC guys that are on podcasts that are like, I don't fight for free anymore.
Yeah.
Like if I'm
Exactly what I
gonna fight,
said.
you're fucking paying.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. No.
But, you know, that's got to be the mindset though. Like you get to that level where it's like somebody just paid me to fight, and you just want to fight because you're upset. Eat a dick, bud. Pull your wallet
a
out.
dick.
Yeah.
You know, like let's go. You put
There's
10
been-
grand down, I'll
yeah.
fight you.
Ever since,
You ain't
only-
got 10 grand, you're wasting my
It's like pool hustling.
yeah.
and there's very few instances where I'll step out of that. You know, like of course I'm not. You know, there's I've still gotten into situations before, right?
Well, I mean, sure, because there's still
Right.
habitual line stepping
Correct.
fucking assholes out there,
Correct.
right? Like
Right.
there's still people who are going to cross that
Right.
line. You know,
I'm,
and it's
I'm
like-
glad you didn't meet me like 5 years ago.
Ah, yeah.
Especially on my birthday at Poorhouse.
And the cool thing that I got going for me is 5'6", 150 with a fucking man bun and long, pretty hair. So these guys, a grown
You got
man will
them
see me and be
gorgeous
like,
locks, pal.
fuck this guy right here. I'll
Yeah.
beat his ass right now. And I'm like, and if it's enough, I'll you know, we'll find out.
I couldn't even stand.
I don't remember what
Poorhouse.
event I met you at the first time.
It had to
when-
be Phoenix, I'm guessing.
It was, I don't know. It was one of the ones for Hero Sports back in the day. And it was
A fight?
No.
Oh,
It was like just
then
an event.
it was at Pedrati's Ranch, probably in Helotes.
It was.
Yep.
That's right. It was it was my event. I was running around being fucking busy as
I was
shit.
gonna say I probably met you
Yeah.
then too.
You know,
So
and I remember because like me and Jules were hanging out with you and all that, and like, and I remember somebody was like somebody made a passing comment to me about your hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, go tell him. I was like, go tell him. And the way I said it, they were like, who is that? And I was like, go find out.
Find
dude.
out, yeah.
Go find out, homie. Like, go talk.
You're right. It is super gay. Tell him.
Tell him how gay he is. I'm like, oh, you know what you should do? Call him a faggot. Try it. Just do it. It was.
By the way, a flyweight in the UFC redeemed the word.
Redacted.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys saw that. Manel Cape.
yeah.
Well,
He
Joe
brought it
Rogan
back.
did,
He
man.
mainstreamed it.
Joe-
It was the craziest thing.
He
dude.
did,
the best.
and Joe Rogan and the dude on the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, but there was another fight.
It was collective.
It was 2 fights that night, dude.
Yeah.
Manel Cape was like, he called out Australian guy or New Zealand guy. I can't remember. Anyways, Kai Kara France. And he was like, and if you don't want to fight me with your team, it's because you're a bunch of
Redacted.
and then Daniel Cormier was like,
Cormier's like, no.
yeah. And then, dude, later that I don't know if it was earlier or later that night. No, because earlier the night it happened, but it was on the early prelim, so it wasn't getting as much noise. It wasn't main card activity. This guy was like, the crowd was booing him after he won. He was like, "Fuck you! Oh, you
Redacted.
can get it." But that night, dude, my friends and I were joking because we were like, "Dude, is this a shift? Are we back in 2008 again? Can we say whatever we want?"
Justin, we're not fucking up CJ's career, so you're gonna bleep those on him, right? You can keep them when I say it, but like I'm retired and I tell dick jokes for a living. It's cool if I say that word.
This is Trump's America.
To be fair, he didn't use the word. He referenced.
That's true. He's quoting.
It's the word.
He's quoting. That's very, very true.
I've seen people quote a South Park episode where South Park's like, if I call my friend a fag, it's not because he's gay, it's because he's being gay. It's not about whether he's gay or not. It's just his activities.
Yeah.
So
Gay.
if they ride a Harley and they're a homosexual, then he's a gay fag. Why is it so hard? Yeah.
No, it does feel like
Shit.
there's been like this liberation from that.
Well,
side of
obviously,
things
if
where it's
you
like
look at
you're not
the
allowed to say certain things.
Well, I'm
Look-
hoping
look at
that
the-
it's going away.
the voting map,
I do think we should draw the line at the N word. I will say that out loud
For sure.
for public views.
we're done being overly woke. I think.
Correct.
Well, I mean, because there's a happy medium, right?
Well, the pendulum swings.
like
The pendulum
happy-
swings, right? And it was so far to one side. I'm happy to see it coming back.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Socially, it was 100% so far to one side
Yeah.
for a long time
Yeah.
too.
Which is so weird to me, man. I mean, it's just like words hurt.
Where do you think that came from?
It's like,
where do you-
it's someone who's never been punched in the face,
we grew up with sticks and stones, motherfucker.
right?
Yep.
Like like I'm rubber, you're glue
Yep.
type of shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
called
yeah.
grow some thick fucking skin.
It really is.
Oh, did he call you a bad name? Oh, did it hurt
Mhm.
your fucking vagina? Fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
I think back to football.
Not all
You know?
bullying.
That was a quote from my mom.
Not
She
all-
told me that. She was like, "Oh, did it hurt your pussy? Fuck off."
Not all bullying is bad.
No,
Nope.
dude.
Nope.
That's a quote from my mom.
Yep.
Let me tell you what my grandma used to tell me.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to say, "If I'd have had balls, I'd have been your grandfather."
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
It was one of my favorite quotes of my life.
Gotta love it. Joey Diaz is probably one of my favorite humans ever.
You
in my
fucking
life.
cocksuckers.
Yeah, that's the best. He actually bullied me as a listener to eat blue cheese with wings. I won't eat ranch with wings anymore. You guys ever heard that
Oh,
bit?
Dude.
I grew up that.
He says he grew
So
up.
when
and he
people are
was
like, "Oh, can I have ranch on my wings?" I'm like,
Worthless.
because they were
Blue
talking
cheese or
about
nothing.
wings on Joe Rogan's podcast. He was like, "Yeah, I grew up eating fucking blue cheese with your wings.
That's
That's how
it.
you're supposed to do it in Buffalo, okay? So either blue cheese with your wings or go fuck your mother." And they're like, put that on a shirt. And after that, and Joe Rogan's like, "Wait, ranch is not bad." He's like, "Oh yeah, ranch is good. Ranch is good. If you want your inside of your mouth to taste like somebody's asshole for the rest of the day." You know, like, after that, I was like, "Fuck, I guess I'll try it." And actually now I only order blue cheese with my wings.
Dude, Uncle
That's-
Joey fucking shamed you into get blue
Real
cheese.
talk.
Hell
Do you guys
yeah,
ever
dude.
listen to, or did you ever watch This Is Not Happening on YouTube?
Oh, dude.
That was
Ari,
honestly one of my
Ari
favorite.
crushed it with that.
One of my
dude,
favorite
yeah.
series ever.
Fuck Fuck yeah,
Right?
dude.
Like it was a really cool. How would you explain it? You're a comedian. How-
Well, it was comics telling true stories about themselves that were just unhinged.
super self-deprecating shit.
My
Yeah.
favorite one was Tom Segura's OD story when he talks about overdosing,
Yeah.
like because like instead of taking the cap full of fucking GHB, he took a slug out of a fucking gallon.
Whoa, hold on. Who the fuck has a gallon of GHB?
So the guy had his dealer. He was with his buddy in his car, and he was like, it was like after like the first year of college. It was the night before Thanksgiving.
GHB is the
Date rape.
Yeah.
Date
Okay,
rape
got you,
drug. like so. But you could also
John.
take
John sounded a little too curious. He was like, "Who had that? Where,
No.
where do I get that?"
Not in where I get it.
Normally,
but like,
it
I
comes in a
understand
fucking-
how much you need to use.
That's insane.
Normally it comes
Why
in a
the
bottle like
fuck
this.
do you have a gallon?
and you
Right.
fill up a lid like that, and that's a dose.
And you're gone.
Holy shit.
And he
Done.
was like,
See ya.
glug, like, and
Tom Segura did?
yeah, dude. And
Really?
then like they were like, "What did you take?" And I guess like he you know, he had like a respirator in, so he couldn't talk, and he was like, "Heroin." And they were like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "JK." He's writing this shit down. And all this, like it was, but it was on what this is not happening.
Right, right.
One of the best fucking
They
stories
really
I've
are.
ever heard in my
They
life.
really are.
So good, dude. Oh, Ari had great ones on
He
there. That was
did.
a great show.
It really was, man. I think that was the first where I first got. Well, no, because growing up, when I was a kid, I loved Bill Cosby's stand up.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That was like some of my favorite shit. And then, of course, George Lopez was another stand up comedian that I really enjoyed watching. But these were all bigger names. And it wasn't
Yeah.
until I was like early 20s that I got put onto the scene of comedians.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the Ari Shafirs, like Chris D'Elia's and all those other guys.
I fucking adore Chris D'Elia.
I feel like
Granted, I'm not a 17-year-old girl, so
I personally like his podcast comedy more than his actual stand up, which I feel like that's an interesting thing. Some guys are funnier on podcasts than they are with stand up.
Burt Kreischer,
Right. Yeah, for sure.
you know?
He had
For
one
sure.
good stand up, but it was like
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like I'm such like and Nikki Glazer ruined him at the roast.
Yo,
She's like, I
she
love
is
your
so
joke.
funny, dude.
She's so funny.
Her roast is so good, dude.
She was good.
That was
They need to bring
hilarious.
so there's two things they need to bring back. Comedy Central roast.
Fair. Well, they just did one with Tom
no,
Brady.
but they need to
That
do
was
it.
Netflix.
That was
Netflix.
Fair.
Yeah,
You're right.
they
You're
need-
saying
Comedy Central needs to
Yep.
bring it back unhinged like it used to be.
Right.
And they need to bring back Celebrity Deathmatch.
Ooh, that was a good show.
The claymation one?
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Or
dude.
they can do it in real life. It
No, I
doesn't matter.
loved that.
Celebrity boxing.
That was on
a thing
MTV
for a
though, I
while.
thought, wasn't it?
What's
Wasn't
that?
it
Yeah,
MTV?
yeah, yeah.
Do you remember? Because who was it? Was Nancy Tanya Harding was doing celebrity boxing against somebody else. It wasn't against Nancy because I think Nancy didn't want that smoke anymore. But it was somebody else. Yeah, she did celebrity boxing for a while. There was a bunch of them. It was a thing for a
You
while,
know,
like the late '90s,
like
early
that
2000s.
is the epitome of things that happened before social media and
Yeah.
cameras
Uh-huh.
and cell phones.
For sure.
That and Jackass, right? Like
Well, where's the video of it?
Yeah.
I can watch a video of any Olympic practice from anybody in the past 15 years,
Paula Jones.
Jones.
Wait, Paula
That's what-
Jones.
but I can't see somebody getting their knee smacked.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Paula Jones was one of them. She was one of the ladies who fucked Clinton.
Who's Paula Jones?
She fucked Bill Clinton. Definitely cheated on. Like she's gross. Big nose on her.
Bill had bitches, huh?
Bill had bitches.
The whole roster.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Speaking of which, I saw something hilarious. They were talking about Monica Lewinsky put up a fucking pro Harris tweet,
Oh no.
and then somebody retweeted that, and they were like, "This chick put a fucking Bill Clinton put a cigar in her ass and did all this stuff."
Oh my
and then they
God.
community notes, and they were like, "It was actually in her vagina."
It was fact checked. It was fact checked. That
It
is
was
amazing.
So good. I was like, I
That is
fucking love
amazing.
Elon's ex. So
That is amazing. Facebook's doing that now too.
Yeah. President Bill Clinton for sexual harassment in 1994. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yep.
There's some freaky shit happening in the politics world. You know what I mean?
Oh, bro, they're
Yeah,
scumbags,
it's
dude.
a celebrity
guys
death
you've
match. It
heard.
should be
They're
political
s-
death.
Now, it's
Scumbags.
not just in politics, okay? Because so everybody at this table knows who Zach Bryan is, right?
Sure.
Right.
Zach Bryan, country singer,
Right.
just literally exploded
Chicken
over
fried.
the past couple of years.
Oh no, Zach Bryan. Not Zach Brown. Yes, I do. I love
Yeah.
Zach Bryan's music, by the way.
right. So Zach Bryan has an ex-girlfriend right now.
Her name's Chicken Fry.
No, Brian.
Zach Bryan.
Bryant.
Brian.
Zach Bryan.
Yeah.
Not the Zach Brown band. No,
No.
no, no, no,
No,
no.
no, no, no.
This
His-
is a different story. It's Zach
Yep.
Bryan. So he has an ex-girlfriend right now.
Oh yeah, Brianna Chicken.
Yeah. Brianna Chicken Fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what her name is, and I don't care because she's making the worst decision of her life right now. And she won't realize it for another 15 years. Right. So essentially, they broke up, and he's just like, "Look, here's $12 million. Sign this NDA."
Is the vagina with a piercing on it?
It is.
That's incredible.
But Zach Bryan was like, "Here's $12 million.
Yeah.
Sign this NDA."
Right. And she was like,
And she's like, "No, I'm going to go on podcasts. The truth needs to be told." And okay, cool. I get it. I understand. But 15 years from now, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, man, $12 million would have been fucking nice right now.
Yep.
Yep.
Because nobody's
And all
going
I
to
could-
remember your name after
Nobody
this.
gives two
No, yeah,
fucks,
correct.
lady. Nobody fucking cares.
Correct.
Nobody cares.
What-
Take the $12 million,
Right.
live a great fucking life.
And the thing about Zach Bryan, I don't know if you guys listen to his music, but if you listen to his music, he's telling everybody.
There's a lot of
he's
emotion in
Kind of a
there.
piece of shit. Like he's like it's all over his music, dude.
Every
He's-
single song.
He's making amazing songs talking about the fact that he's not a good guy with the women he's in love with.
Exactly.
And other things, right? Like there's other tones
Yeah.
in his music, but essentially it's like sad boy country music. And dude, the music's good enough to where people are gonna take that over.
I saw.
your story.
I went to one of his concerts in Gillette.
Oh,
recently?
That's right.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to get tickets, dude. They sell out. This dude sells
they
out
were-
in
it was-
yeah.
minutes.
We literally had to fly to Boston and spend an insane amount of money on tickets to
Cool.
go to this concert. And it should have been awesome. Instead, it was 40,000 people, a 40,000 person sing along.
Oh, really?
So every single song,
That
I could
sucks.
hear like half of the first
No,
sentence.
that's too bad.
And then the entire crowd just screamed this fucking, and it was every sit. Now, from a musician standpoint, the year prior, he played in a venue for 600 people in Boston.
Yeah,
Oh, he's fucking
A
crushing
year
it.
later, he filled Gillette and nobody could hear him sing.
right.
Is it a bad thing? Not really.
Unless you went there to hear him sing.
I will never
Right,
go to
yeah.
his concert again,
Yeah.
Correct.
but I would enjoy to hear him
Right.
live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, it was a phenomenal show. It really was. It was
I have a
awesome.
friend that saw him in concert, and he said, dude, it was actually kind of eerie the way people respond to this guy. It's like they're
They're
in a
stupid.
fucking trance.
Oh,
It
dude.
people are
he-
like
he's got
insane.
crowd control, bro.
Weird. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, this guy's a demon or
Yep.
something.
Yeah.
It was
So good, dude.
But no,
But-
yes, fair.
$12 million
Yep.
to sign an NDA and shut your mouth.
Yep.
Yeah, dude,
Yep.
I'd say my last employer fucking offered me 5. I told them to go fuck themselves because I like talking shit.
Yeah.
If it was 12 mil,
$5 million?
I'd still be wearing their
Wait.
t-shirts.
They offered you $5 million?
Huh?
They offered you $5 million.
5K.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
I know. That's why I told them to go fuck
Yeah.
themselves.
When
For
you
sure.
said I'm talking millions.
We
and
said-
you said
yeah.
they offered me
You did.
5.
Oh, I thought you said 5K. Sorry.
No.
No.
They offered her $12 million.
12 million.
That's way more than me.
No, okay, Mikey. They offered you 5.
5K.
5 million.
If they offered me 5K, I'd still be wearing a shirt.
No,
5
5
million.
If they did,
Yeah.
I'd still be wearing the shirts.
That's what I mean. You know what I mean? Like what?
And it's this shit's competitive.
If you're not, if law enforcement isn't involved and there aren't court cases being built,
Right.
why the fuck aren't you taking $12 million?
oh, because you're stupid.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
it just,
It's like,
Cool.
oh, I'm going to offer you life-changing money because you spread your legs.
I want that.
Wealth,
I
wealth money.
I hope that podcast is around in 10 years and I hope they bring her back on.
I mean, dude, yeah. Because he was emotionally manipulative. And
What does somebody
cheated,
have
and
to
it's
do
like-
to you for you to refuse $12 million to just shut the fuck up?
Hey, bro. Yeah.
12 mil, dude. I'm a hooker. Like,
You
I'll
can
fucking
do a
do
lot to me. And
I'll
I'll do
do
like 12 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't say a word.
There's
Yeah.
a
Good.
price to my
What do you-
dignity.
you mean-
Fucking hey, dude.
No.
$12 million.
There was straight up gay shit happening. I don't give a fuck.
You know, it ultimately it comes back to that. Would you suck a dick for $1 million?
Correct.
Like, yeah, I would.
Would you suck a dick for $12 million? That's the question.
Oh, that's too easy. No,
That's
no, that's when we start doing laps.
I'd suck 12 for $12 million, bro.
But, you know,
Like, you know how much
that's
fucking mouthwash I can make? Oh, pay for that.
people are gonna say that you're gay. Yeah, and look at my bank account.
Yeah.
Yeah. he comes into the podcast when he's like, "Hey guys, he's made $12 million. We all know what he did."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, Justin, you cut the camera.
But keep the audio for
That
me.
No, but
The real question is, do you take a check?
right, yeah. That's where they get you. That's where they get you.
Little
Post dated.
Bouncy
What?
check.
No, but it's true, man. But I
Oh.
think that to her, I guess, in her delusion, unfortunately, it's like the empowerment era, where it's like my truth is worth more than 12 million. And like you're saying, there's gonna come a time where that delusion wears off. And
Yeah.
like actually it wasn't, because he's still rich.
Yeah.
And he's got a girlfriend that looks like me, but she's kind of hotter too, and
Kinda.
the next one, right? So
You guys
I mean,
just have.
it's like-
you guys just have like the nicest hair.
right, yeah,
You-
yeah. It's like it's like Pete Davidson, dude. Like there's certain men in that industry where you guys already know, women know what they're getting themselves into,
For sure.
right?
I don't think women know what they're getting into with Pete Davidson though.
What? At this point,
No.
he's
Oh.
very openly bipolar. and
He's
says,
straight
like,
up.
not only is he openly bipolar, but he'll say like, yeah, I'm very emotionally manipulative and I gaslight and I also love bomb. Like he says that,
But they don't believe it.
correct.
And they're like, no.
they're like, no, but not for
I can
me.
change you.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm special. Do you know who I am?
It's like-
Correct.
And he's like, yeah, bitch, I do.
Dude,
Come
there-
here.
There's a
I love you.
there's a page on Instagram I follow. It's like it's all hot chicks' fucking mugshots.
It's called mug shotties, right? Yeah.
Mug shotties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the men,
And like
dude.
the amount of times I've commented, I could fix her.
Yeah. Oh, that's common, dude. Yeah, it'll be like felony Grand Theft Auto, and it's like felony.
fix
She stole my heart. Yeah.
Attempted murder with a golf club of her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah,
and you're like, ooh, I like her.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Into golf. Sweet.
Yeah, she likes golf. There it is.
Like, we have
Let's see
something
the
common.
comments. Is that Justin Governal? Yeah.
If you prosecute her, you have sex with all your clothes on. Fucking Governal.
What does she do? Oh, domestic violence. Wow.
DWI.
Look at that one. That's
That's
a
gonna be
Halloween
Halloween,
arrest.
yeah.
Huh? Yep.
Possession
First
of
offense of
marijuana,
weed.
first offense.
I could fix her.
Obstructing traffic? No.
No way. Drunk woman arrested in West Hollywood. After man.
They both look innocent to me.
Car vandalism. yeah. Oh man, dude.
That's
Your Honor,
one of
look
my
how hot
favorite
she is.
pages.
I implore you,
You know-
to stop being gay.
Yeah. Dude, men ain't shit.
I found
It's
this
easy.
page. I
It's too
found that
easy.
page like 3 years ago because of Matt Booth. Room 101 Cigars in the cigar industry. Matt Booth
Okay.
shared one of those mugshotty pictures on his story.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? And I click on it and then I start scrolling through and I was just like, oh, this is gold.
Yeah, it's so
It
fun.
really
dude.
is. The comments are gold on it.
So
They
good.
really, really are. Mug shotties.
But my
Shotties.
favorite is the amount of those posts that I see that come out of Maricopa County, which is Phoenix, Arizona.
Yep.
Oh, really?
And it's
It's all
like
10 Pete.
it's like 1/5 of all the posts on mugshotties.
No shit.
Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.
It's all chicks that used to frequent your bar.
Yeah. Like I wish this was a lot like around when I bartended because I'd like I served her.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
served her.
I definitely overserved that one. Looks like shit.
And as a bartender at that time, could you spot one that you knew was probably capable?
So
of breaking the law?
when I worked in Arizona, there was another website that was going around, and it was called The Dirty.
that was here in San Antonio too.
yeah.
There
So
was
The
a San
Dirty
Antonio.
originated out of Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay.
And I was working on a nightclub up there. And so in the process of working all over Phoenix, I met the dude who started that website. And he's absolutely hilarious and not what you'd expect. He put his picture up and everything. But if you have no idea who he is, you're just like, well, that's the guy, you know?
Yeah.
But he coined the tagline of the $30,000 millionaire. In Scottsdale, Arizona is what it was. They'd go rent a Lambo and come out and get bottle service and drop $5,000 at the club and
Right.
try to show people they're millionaires. But one of these dudes left an ATM receipt and he had $30,000 in his bank account. That was it.
Yep.
And like, don't get me wrong, having $30,000 in your bank, that's fucking great.
Correct.
But don't tell people you're a millionaire.
Lambo, though, right?
There's a difference between
Yeah.
millionaires and thousandaires.
30,000. Yeah. Yep.
You know. But so there was people that would come into my bar that wound up on the website, and incidences that happened at bars that I worked at that wound up on that website, and like it was just super cool.
Yeah.
Because it was just like you're almost waiting for it. Like you see something near happen, and then I'd get off my shift at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and immediately I'm on the dirty.
Immediately, right?
Did they
And
get it?
update
Is it
pretty
here?
quick. That's incredible.
That's fucking funny.
Yep.
Fucking whiskey got me.
Uh-oh. Broke that seal, dude. Broke that seal. I think it's something about that chair.
It has to.
The three of us never get up, but fucking.
Here, jump in.
Shit, I gotta pee. Hey, boys.
Hi, buddy.
How y'all doing?
Good. Are you drinking CJ's drink?
It's delicious.
He sure is. Oh, fuck.
They'll never know.
Yeah. Until he
Hey, if I-
watches this.
Hold on.
Oh, there it is.
He's got the hair.
He does have the hair.
Yeah. You need a tan.
Well, Jazz, you cleaned up.
You look like a captain of some boat.
we have the,
Does it work? Does it work? I think the real trick to all of it is whether or not you can get up afterwards. Like that's the actual trick. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually stoked to meet a fighter that's my size. Like this is. Those glasses.
He's like,
The difference
fuckers are always bigger than me.
The difference is Jazz just starts them. He finishes them.
Dude, Jazz will literally go to bars with me just so he could start a bar fight so I can finish it. I'm like, fuck you, man. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yep.
Like, he'll look at me and just be like, you ready?
You
I'm
like you're his sidearm.
yeah. Because Jazz is equipped in other ways. Jazz is equipped with the ability to fucking just belittle motherfuckers.
The gift of the gab.
Oh, dude.
you cannot say a word, and he'll find the words that are going to get you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he'll find which buttons to push you.
The
right?
funny thing is, you can shit talk, and the person you're shit talking doesn't know you're shit talking, but everybody else does.
Yeah, there's
Like
no-
that is a unique skill
You
set.
can't put a price on a troll, dude.
Dude, like I've watched Jazz just fucking start at the shoes and work his way all the way up and back fucking down.
It's incredible.
And then he was like, and then he said
an
something
art.
like, what was it? It was if you don't believe me, ask your sister. And he's like, I don't have a sister. He's like, wait 9 months, motherfucker. And I was like, oh, you got him. It was just like,
It was like the Indian guy on the horse.
yeah.
I'm gonna call you.
Well, CJ, dude, thanks for fucking coming out, hanging out on the show, brother.
Anytime.
It's been an absolute blast to see you. Thank you for all the support you do for the veteran community as well. I mean, I know that that's something that's near and dear to your heart with myself and Mike Barker representing Intrepid Care now. I appreciate all the support and help you're coming through with that, dude. And just for being a good fucking guy, man, and coming through and hanging out, dude. We appreciate you, dude.
We actually have Barker and I I'm trying to lean in on a poker tournament in March.
Yep.
Next
Yeah.
year. That's
We're
gonna be
excited
good
for that.
things. We got good things coming up.
I suck at
Yep.
poker, but I'll play.
Yeah, my friends are good, dude. I got some friends that are fucking good at poker, pro poker players and whatnot.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. So
No,
it'll
I
be a
think
good
that's
time.
going to
Yeah.
be a good
Got some
fucking
good stuff
time,
coming
man.
up.
Yeah.
You know, so I
And we've
appreciate
already
y'all.
talked to the venue, and I guess the
Yeah.
venue's already
Yeah, I know.
donating
No.
everything and all
Yep.
that. So,
SA Card House, man. Shout out to Foster.
so be watching the calendars for that, man. And we'll promote it out here.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll make
Be
sure
good.
everybody knows. Yeah.
For all you gambling DJs.
Yeah, degenerates happen.
That'd be me. That'd be me. But I'm going to raise my glass, boys. I'm going to say thanks for being my freedom friend. Cheers.
Cheers, to
Cheers,
freedom.
cheers.
While y'all are cheersing, CJ, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, dude.
At CJ Vergara 91. There he is, right there.
Why don't you throw the spelling
Yep.
out there for the listeners?
There's the VERGARA.
It'll also be linked down in the description, so go follow them
Sure
along.
will. You guys find me on the gram.
Absolutely, man. And fucking make sure you cheer for him during your next. Oh, dude, that guy that follows you, that hooligan Mikey guy, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Make sure you're cheering for him during
Speaking
the
of faggots.
the next the next UFC event, man. So good luck to you, brother, and we appreciate you, dude.
Cheers, boys.
Thanks for coming through. Otherwise, guys, like, share, subscribe, smash those buttons. Tell your mom.
Tell your friends.
Tell your fucking mom's friends. Them hoes need to know there's a mediocre show out there with 3 assholes.
Tell the liberals.
Well, I mean, we're about freedom, so liberals are welcome here too. That's cool. It's about freedom, but you understand.
They might learn something.
Yeah, dude, smash all those buttons, do all those things. 3 little things. They're pretty easy to do. They're not hard to remember at all.
Well,
John,
smoke on.
Scotty.
Drink on.
And God damn it, kids, freedom to fuck on. Later.